Don't blink, is you blink. Holy shit, what a day. Doing well, because I'm having a wonderful 2nd of June 2025. We slept the entire freaking day. And I do mean we slept the entire freaking day. Um, it was crazy. I don't know how I was able to sleep that much, but I was. So now I'm gonna be starting my day. We did a TikTok live, but it was very, very small. So I have a couple of videos to do, which are gonna be fun, and that is pretty much it. So without further ado, let's get right into the news. Well, we'll get right into it. Got a lot of videos to do. Don't blink, is you blink. Welcome to our show. Best of doing well because you guys are having a wonderful day on the 2nd June 25. You have to excuse me for looking like shit. We fucked up our stuff. So yesterday we did a little workout. Um, because I wanted to see how much like I have lost over the months. Am I still do I still have some of the force I got when I was working out? And I fuck up my thing, so now it hurts to walk. Um, I think that's why I slept so much today. Today was completely reserved to sleeping. But we're here. We're here right now. It is 9:30. I want to make content till 9 o'clock, 9:30, and that is pretty much it. I don't have time to do a nature corn on the scooter, but I'll do it tomorrow when I wake up. So yeah, so that should be pretty freaking cool. On that note, love you guys. Take it easy. Peace. Don't blink, it's your blink. Welcome to our show. Doing well because I'm having a wonderful day on this 2nd June 2025. Today we have a beautiful sunset. I'm going to be able to show you that. I'm going to be able to party a little bit. So without further ado, enjoy. What are you? Okay, good. You're not great. Do you do this one instead? I want to do this one. I think today I want to do this one. Good. Okay. Don't blink, it's your blink. Welcome to our show. Because I'm doing well, because I'm having a wonderful day on the 2nd of June. I just wanted to make a quick video to say thank you to people. The crazy thing when you make content every single day is that life changed a lot. Life changed a lot in the last year. I did a thank you note for last year, and I wanted to do again a thank you to people that are close to me. It'll be a small list, but a really meaningful list. I want to thank the first person I want to thank are my parents, of course, my father and my mom. Lately, it's been a bit more complex. I was in a lot of troubles, mental problems, financial troubles. They were there behind me and were offering me guidance, so that's super important. I want to thank also Janice. Janice, you've been there for almost a year and a half, almost 2 years now. The birthday date is in July. You know that I don't know it, and it's a power play because now Janice like, oh, you know, it's this day. I'm like, bro, I don't remember. So yeah, so Janice, you've been there for me for a long ass time, bro. I am super grateful. Of course, I'm gonna talk about Andrew. I'm gonna talk about Michael. Kind of like my little brother. It's fun to see. Michael and see with Janice, there's this friendship, but there's also this relationship of this guy is super good where I'm lacking. There's this symbiosis of you're good and the behind the scene. I'm good when it comes to making content. He thought he was better than me at making content, but he doesn't. So there's this really cool relationship of help me here and I'll take care of this. You'll help me here, and he's so willing to help. It's just so nice to see, and at the same time, it is such a weird thing because you would say, well, okay, well, wasn't it for him, right? And Janice is an amazing person that really wants to help, and he often feels guilty about not being able to help. So I want to give him opportunity to help because that's what he's always asking me. But also the fact that, for example, right, and I was seeing this as kind of like I'm not a big I'm not a big content creator, but still, you see someone with content creator and you're like, why are people so willing to do stuff for them? And you kind of realize that, for example, someone watches your videos a lot and he wants the video to be improved because he's watching them a lot. Like, for example, Genesis is like, yo, you should buy a green screen. And I never used it, but he knows that I have it. So if I need it, I was there, you know? And it's cool because he's watching a lot of the videos, possibly the person that's been around the channel for the longest. And for the longest, meaning the one of the person, if not the person, that has involved himself with the content as much as he has. I think it's Genesis that wins that cup. I think as a watcher, but also as a friend, he's been there for me since a long ass time. Michael Andrew, it's super nice because again we're Canadian, we have a lot of things in common. And it's nice because I like having them around because I'm held accountable when it comes to them. They're like my little brothers, and I want to show them not necessarily the path of life, not necessarily how this would work, but just being a good role model for them. Because at the end of the day, I was lucky enough to have a good role model. I was born in one of the best decades, which is the 90s. I'm seeing this nowadays, and I'm like, oh, holy shit. I have to try to be the best person I can be. I want to thank Dofi. Dofi, t'as été là pour moi, man. T'as été là pour moi since day one, bro. T'as été là depuis Ernest, but Dofi, tu marques des commentaires. Des fois, j'ai pas le temps de répondre. J'ai pas la force mentale de répondre. Mais t'es toujours là. Tu me supportes toujours. T'es tout le temps gentil. Tout le temps gentil. Merci, bro. There's so many people else that I could have done. I wanted to do a short. These right here are my 3 MVPs. I feel like I feel like this is not a good video to make because I forget people. It's just that I woke up today feeling grateful, and I wanted to showcase. And I feel like because this is a day-to-day thing, I feel like it's like at work, right? It's not the nicest person that is you're gonna be thankful for. Is the person that's nice every single day. With those 3, they're super freaking kind. Like yesterday was such a good time. I have Anna who is, even if she cannot be there, she always make an effort to help. Anna is, I didn't know her for that long, so it's more recent. I think it's like 2 months, versus Mikey and Andrew that's been a year, almost a year. Janice has been 2 years, and Dofi has been like there for a month and a year and a half. It's funny because you have people just come and go in your life, right? And they used to be very present, and now they're not present, or you just grew apart. And as a content creator, and with content creator, it's even more so. For example, right? I had a friend that I was playing this certain game with, and then I don't play the game. Those friends I don't have anymore, right? I also want to give a shout out to Sir Winslow. Sir Winslow is unequivocally one of the nicest person that I know. It's nice because when I was making this video, I was like, okay, well, who helps you with content? Who helps you? For example, Dofi, I know that he's always gonna be super positive. So whenever I have a bad day, I just have to go to the comment and look at the positive comments. I know that the positive comments are Dofi, Mikey, and Andrew. I know they're super often in the live. I know they like to chill a lot. They're super nice, and it's always like good talk. Like, for example, 2 days ago, Andrew was talking about how he's feeling, and then we talked a little bit about that. I tried to help him out, and I was like, "Fuck your help! You should watch this show, Snowfall, which is really good." And I've watched this show, and the fact that, I don't like saying this, but when your friend recommends a show to you, and they tell you, bro, it gets good, and you're like, okay, well, I trust you. So it's more like, okay, well, the show is kind of good, but it's more because my boy told me about it. Janice, where else can I start? See, Janice, what I love about Janice is he's very vocal about what he's doing. For example, right, he's gonna say, better than that, Janice, in his way of being vocal, I'm gonna have a problem, I'm gonna have a situation. Or, for example, when I was working, and I don't know if that's true, But when I was working like 10, 12 hours days during the months of August, June, July, I was working way too much. And Janice was kind of the only person that understood where I was coming from when I was aggressive or mean. That was really these people are more so a viewer. So when you see somebody like Kyle Sir Winslow as a content creator, it's fun because I'm like, bro, this is first of all, we're kind of the same age. We grew up around the same stuff. We're both Canadian. I don't care if where you're from. I'm not saying oh, we could be friends if you're not Canadian. It's just when you're Canadian, there's a lot of things like, for example, Andrew was talking to me about the game, the final game of the Canadian, and it was a crazy game, right? And I don't know if somebody else from another country would have talked a bit about this for me. Just the current event is just how it goes, you know. It's worth it. With Kyle, we have that. He is like me. He's insane, but in a professional manner, you know, and super chill, super chill. He's one of the only content creators that I know that isn't always like, yo, let's collab, or yo, if you like my shit, I'll like your shit. And just say, again, I have the word symbiosis in my mind of two people working together and accomplishing great things, you know? It's just so worth it. Like, in summer, I'll be live more often. I'll have the girl again, you know? So, I'm doing this video. It's a different video that I was planning to make. At first, it was like, yo, thank you guys, thank you to a certain amount of people for helping me out. But it's more than that. These people affect the content I make. For example, when I talk to Dofi, I'm very soft because he's a really good dude. I talk to Mikey and Andrew, I'm a bit more how can I say that? A bit more of an asshole. I push them because, you know, that's what a bigger brother do. I talk with Janice. It's nuts. You guys don't understand. I was doing a TikTok live, and I've been doing TikTok live. I've been back as doing TikTok live for about 20 minutes, right? And Janice was there talking to me, and before I knew it, it was an hour and a half. You know, this affects your content. This is better. This is, you give out more. But if you don't talk or you don't have something interesting to say, you tend to last less long. For example, today we did a TikTok live and I was boring because I didn't have the stimulus, right? And these people, they affect your content. They affect how you react to the content, right? I'm seeing a lot of people saying, hey, are you pro-Palestine or pro-Gaza? You know? And you have to put yourself in a situation where you make a choice. Whether if you're surrounded with people that kind of have, not necessarily have your back, but there's people that are going to be there for me. For example, there was this guy, right? There was this guy 3 days ago. I was on the live and he was talking shit. And he wasn't really talking shit. He was just kind of talking shit. And then Andrew he muted him. And I was like, I would have not muted him, but I would have not muted because what he was saying, it was kind of like, oh, I'm being trolly. I'm not attacking you directly. It's more like I'm a troll that don't attack you. There's a lot of trolls that's been attacking people, which sucks. Then Andrew, he muted him, and I was like, I would have not muted him, but I'm glad he did, you know. And what I was going with the Palestinian Gaza, it's just like some people will try to have you in the gacha moments, and those gacha moments are the worst. But that's also for real life. I had calls from, that is so stupid. I had a call last week from the government, and because I didn't know I was the government, it took me a while to, you know, to get to the mental headspace of, okay, well, this is serious. This is a lot of money. But yeah, so I wanted to do a little video to say thank you to those people, and I'm forgetting a lot of people, but it's it's when you um it's when you come and do the day. It's when you come to the day. So for example, okay, I just woke up. Like I said, I fucked up my rib. I was working out yesterday. I fucked it up. I have a hard time walking. So I was like, okay, I woke up and I was feeling grateful, and I was feeling like, who is grateful? And again, all those people, Dofi, Mike and Andrew and Janice, even Hannah, they've been around for, for this week. And when I speak about this grateful, it's really a hard video to make because I'm not Invendera. My name is Stefan. You guys know that. I am a real person. You guys know that. So when it comes to making a video about who you're grateful, it's more about who is Invendera is grateful for, and that's more content than personality. There's a lot of people that I'm talking to behind the scene that I would love to shout out. Gothic Bunny, RG Baby. RG Baby, we've been friends for 4 fucking years. There's so many people that I would like to say thank you for, but it's more so in a personal fashion. It's more so, see, there's also the case of, when you go to work, right, and your boss says thank you for this good job. He is thankful for the job, but he's not thankful for who you are, right? And I got a feeling that like a lot of those relationships are a lot of those relationships are built on a more human aspect. Like with Gothic, with Gothic is actually quite special. Gothic Bunny, she was my 600 follower. 600. That was I think it was like 4 or 5 months ago, or 3 to 4 months ago. I don't remember. Let's say 4 months because I think that's the one. And I was like, yo, you make me happy. You're a really nice person. Would you do me the honors of being my 600th follower? I was like, I'll be honored. And then we started talking, and we never talk about content. And we always talk about, we're similar age, talk about bands. She's a mom. She's talking about how it is to be a mom, and it's wonderful. But at the same time, this is more so. This is more Stefan and Invendera. With this video, what I'm realizing as I'm making this video, because again, I'm thinking I'm making the video. This is not planned. But what I'm thinking is there's this content created that most content creators always say not everything is content. Not everything is content. And I tend to disagree. I tend to say like, yo, everything can be content. With the right mindset, everything can be. I bought this fucking anthill a year ago. It was, oh my god, it was a long time ago. We bought this anthill. It was last October. I'll do a video about it because I'm gonna start it today. We have a little bit of a ant over here. And I just never thought about it, right? Or for example, there's this really embarrassing thing. This really, really, really embarrassing thing. Oh my god, I don't want to talk about it. So there's this video that you guys love, which is the strawberry moon. We went hunting for strawberry moon. Now this video is very special. Very special because oh, this is embarrassing. This video is very special because I went out to hunt it, and because I went out to hunt it, I didn't get it. I didn't get it. I went to place. Okay, so it's complex. I know that the sun is going down on this side, right? So because this is, by the way, this is west. And this is east. I know that the sun is going down on this side, and they told me that the peak of the moon, or the strawberry moon, is freaking when it rises. So I know that I have to go to the east. I have to go to the east because the east is gonna come like this, right? I have to watch it at the east. However, at the east there was more cloud than at the west. I didn't get it, and I was kind of like, oh my god, this sucks. This really sucks. And the best thing about this, is I come back, and this is a true story, I swear. I come back. I want to take a shortcut because I don't remember what happened. I think there was a block street. I go out and I'm disappointed because I didn't see the moon. And I go into a fucking parking lot. And I swear to God, for possibly 6 minutes, 7 minutes, I saw the moon, right? But this video was special because I prepared myself to get the strawberry moon. And that was special. What am I reading today in the Googles? There's another one, you know? There's another one. I didn't know that was a yearly thing. I just went in head down. I would have Janice said, no, bro, there's another one. Janice, ooh. Oh my god, this is embarrassing. Janice doesn't do TikTok, but told me yesterday, yo, there's a new level for TikTok. And I'm like, the heck are you talking about? He knows that shit, you know? And it's just that I'm thankful for. When I was talking about how people say everything is not content, right? I disagree. I think everything, again, in the right mindset could be content. I did the video, I'm so sorry. I was talking to them about Strawberry Moon, one of my favorite videos, because I have more fun planning the thing, going to the thing, than just watching the moon, right? But there's no climax of the video, there's no moon, right? Where I understand what people mean, and it takes maturity to understand that. I understood what people meant with that everything is content. Just being an innocent present. Somebody's talking to you about, I had Gothic Bunny, about how her youngest just took her first steps not too long ago. And it was a beautiful moment. She was so happy. And she was also sad because this is her, okay. So she has, I'm not gonna say a lot of kids, but she had a couple kids, right? I think it's 3. And she didn't want any more kids, so she got a operation not to have kids. Because she doesn't wanna abort, she doesn't wanna, you know. So she talked to me about how her youngest, she talked to me about how her youngest took a step, and she was sad because she said, I'll never feel that again. I'm never gonna have children again, and I'm never gonna have that again. And it was a bittersweet of the my baby's walking, but it was also the bittersweet of I'll never have this again, right? It is a new step. As a content creator, what I understood, which is actually quite nice, is that this makes so much sense, but at the same time it makes so little sense, because you would make content, right? You would make content and you would be like, yo, you would make content. You would be like, yo, my baby fucking, he walked. I'm so proud of him. But there's not this you always hear like, this is my baby first step. This is his first word, right? This is his first word, and it's never about like, yo, that was a huge moment in the history of this person, and did we really enjoy it? The same thing for concert. You see concert and you see people having their phone out, or they're having an event, they're having their phone out. I saw this thing that was really the thing that was really human. Again, I told you guys the scene before. It's I don't remember what place it is. I think it's Philippines. And there's floods, and she comes and interview a woman. She has water tail here, and the woman brings a reporter a banana, I don't know how I call it, a fucking it's like a grape, if you will, a banana, a group of banana. You know, they're all tied together, and she gives it. And this woman, she has nothing left. She still found a way to give something out, and this is what I mean by how hard it is to say thank you to people as Ink, because you want to say thank you to people as Steph, you know. Like this person, she had the banana in her hand, and it was a beautiful moment of television, because it was like, yo, some people are still nice, they have nothing, but they're still very generous, right? But it was the sadness behind it. The reporter was crying, said this person, they have nothing, but it's still the gesture of doing that, and the gesture of doing that is, yes, is content creation worthy, but the human behind it, the human emotion behind it, that's so hard to put in the video, right? Anyway, we've gone long enough. I'm sorry I took so much time. But this is such a confused mess. The real, like I said, the real reason I'm doing this video is because I woke up and I had this pain. But just it was Janice yesterday. With Janice, because I don't, Janice, we used to talk every single day because I used to stream every single day. Now I haven't streamed. He's more, see, That's the thing. A lot of people are more a platform or the other. Um, Genesis more stream, right? So when I don't stream, we don't talk as much. And just see him yesterday and how long it's been and how good it's been to talk to him, you know, just made me realize how much I miss people, right? And this morning, we've been doing really good, and I feel like after the depression that we had last month, um, I think it's a good thing to be like, yo, this is what's going on right now. This is what's going on right now. The Queen just got the Queen. Hell yeah. This is what's going on in my life right now, and this is what I have to be grateful for. And at the same time, a lot of people say, "Oh, you didn't say thank you to me," and it feels. And I'm sorry to say, like, I had a lot more people to talk about. Like when I was thinking about, okay, who can I talk about? There's a lot more people, but it's like, how long can you be grateful for? You know, I saw Shao, and I love Shao, and he randomly commented on a video and said, "Yo, what's good, my boy?" And he saw me and he was being nice, you know. But I'd like, Shao, I haven't talked to him in like a month, and I know he's busy, but I still haven't talked to him in a month. So you know, it's really, I don't think I'll ever be able to differentiate. Okay, well, this is a step friend and an ink friend. You know, if you're a content creator, you know exactly what I'm talking about. There's so many people that you want to let in your life, but some people, like, there's people that I wouldn't let in. You know, and I don't think that's a bad thing. I don't think that's a bad thing. I was talking about Canadian, and I should be talking about Canadian because a lot of people are like, yo, I'm Canadian too. And I'm like, okay, well, if the reason why we bond is from this, because we're from the same race, you know, it's better if we bond from, hey, common interest, right? That we happen to be born at the same time. I was watching TikTok today, and I was watching a lot of the Gen. I think I'm a millennial, but I'm not sure. I think I'm Generation Y. Yeah, I'm Generation Y because I'm 93. And I was like, these people, they lived through it. They saw iCarly. They were watching Linkin Park. They were listening to MTV. I saw today, and this was like actually crazy. I saw today, and it was actually crazy. And you see, and this is also something that's really, really, really amazing. I was watching today this person who was reacting to the. She was reacting to the what should we call it? She was reacting to the MTV Jersey Shore. And she was reacting to the Jersey Shore, and she was like, "We don't have reunion like that, and we didn't appreciate reality TV back then, you know." But then you see these, and it's just great TV. For example, we have Mike's situation, and again, I'm gonna go off tangent here. If the thank you are finished, you can skip the video. You had Mike Sorrentino, and Mike was like a douchebag. Mike would call women fat. He would call them. He would call women fat. He would call if ugly woman grenades. He was an asshole. He was an asshole. But when you realize had a Mike had a drug issue. He had addiction to opioid. I think you talk about Oxycontin and cocaine, and he had a lot of problem with that, right? And that's why he was acting the way he was. And then there's this very specific moment where one of the house guests or one of the cast was treating his girlfriend like shit, and she was also the cast. And Mike was the only one to go to the girl and say, "Hey, he's fucking abusing you. This is shitty. This is very shitty." And I'm getting emotional because this is exactly what I mean by this video, you know. And you know that Mike he has a younger sister, and he loves his younger sister. He loves her. He really, really do. So he saw this person on cast as his younger sister, and you know, it sucks because you're you know, he's acting like a dick, and you're like, dude, you don't really care about the situation. You just want to do some drama. And people were like, yo, he broke bro code, and Mike was one of the bros, right? But then what's really sad, what is really, really sad is we didn't understand it, and now we're more mature and we understand that what he did was the right thing to do. And there's this scene which breaks my heart. And the boys are asking, Mike, why did you break the bro code? And he was saying, what about the general human code, you know? And it was all questioned. And on the surface, look at Jersey Shore as this fucking craziness. You watch Jersey Shore for the same reason you watch Jerry Springer, because they're crazy people, you know. But then they grew up, they're more mature. Now, see them as adults, and you're happy for them, you know. But in a specific moment, he was a realist out there, and he was hated for it, you know. He was a realist out there. He was the most hated. And why this makes me so emotional is because I don't compare myself. I'm not going through what he's going through. But Mike was the situation. And again, if I did this specific video 2 days ago, I would never mention this. Mike was the situation. Anybody called him the situation, and that was his public persona, right? And this moment, it was Mike. One of my favorite band. One of my fucking favorite. And I talked about this yesterday. One of my favorite band ever is System of a Down. I love System of a Down. I love it. System of a Down, which was one of the most, one of the band that sold the most album, the most CDs. They really were popular. And then at some point, they took a stance. So System of a Down, the members are from Armenia, and Armenia is a lot of war for religion. Right? And when you look at songs like BYOB, what they're talking about, this is what I'm talking about. When they talk about the toxicity of the city, that's what they're talking about. When they're talking about, there's just a lot of songs that they had. Deer Dance, the sad song, the prison song, right? The Forest, Aerials, you know, Chop Suey. There's all this implication of what was happening. And they were told, shut the fuck up, play some music. You know? I don't think I'll ever get a good relationship between Ink and Steph. And I've had this problem for a long time now. This problem of, am I really am I a different version? Am I a different person? And it's so complex because I'm watching a video of myself, right? And I'm laughing because I couldn't believe I said that. And I'm laughing because of the ADHD, and I'm like, dude, you know, this is not normal. But you're allowing yourself to be yourself, right? So it's all this bullshit. For example, someone, it was Addison Rae, right? That's how long it was ago. And Addison Rae, she went to a UFC event, and she shook the hand of Donald Trump. People were canceling her. People were canceling her, right? They would say, "Oh, she voted for Trump and shit like that." No, dude. She was a young girl, right? Who had some celebrity status, and she had a chance to meet with the president. How many people can say that I met with the president? How many people can say I shook the hand of the president? Now, technically speaking, who gives a shit, president or not? But at the same time, you're like, dude, it's possibly the most powerful person in the nation, and this is possibly the person that is gonna suffer the most criticism. But no matter what they do, right? You cannot make everybody happy, and people cancel her for that. Or at the same time, we had Charlie D'Amelio. You guys know what I'm talking about. Charlie, possibly one of the most popular TikToker. I don't remember. I don't know if she still is. I don't keep up with the D'Amelio, right? And then she had a supper. It was her biggest scandal. Her biggest scandal was she had 95 million followers, and she's like, I would like to hit 100 million followers. And of course, it's a bratty. Of course, it's privileged. Of course, it's like, dude, you have 95. That's a lot. That's more than enough. But then you guys forget that she's fucking 16. She's immature, that's normal. We all fell down. We all, each and every one of us at this moment where we felt like a god. We felt like a god. We felt this delusion of grandeur, right? Mine, mine, oh my god. Mine was, I have to say, I think it was 2014, 2015. I was working two jobs. A job in the morning that lasted for 5 hours, a job at night that lasted for 8 hours. I would go to sleep. I would cook some rice. I would wake up, get the rice out of the number of time I burned my hand, get the rice out of the oven, and go back to sleep. And I did that for 7 months, and I had this illusion of grandeur because even though I was taxed, even though the agency company took their cuts, I was still clearing 1,200. I was the person at the agency that was making the most, and I felt fucking invincible. Then I got sick. I don't remember what I had when I got sick. No, I didn't get sick. I hurt my leg is right. I dropped a piece on my ankle, and I couldn't walk without. I couldn't walk. I could walk, but I was having a bad limp. And I just went away from work, and a bit after when I got back, I quit the job. I was like, dude, you work so much. Did it really bring you happiness? But at that time, I felt invincible. I was talking to myself like I'm the most valuable fucking employee here because I'm making the most money. No, that's not true. Truth is, I was working at two jobs, and the truth is, I wasn't really pulling my weight at a two job, I was just there to be there. Truth is, I didn't give a shit about the two job. I just give a shit about the paycheck. Right? It was shitty. I was a shitty human being. Not because I wanted to be a shitty human being, but just because I was. It was my delusion of grandeur. Yeah. Anyway, long story short, this is it. Love you guys. Take it easy. Peace. Don't blink, it's your boy Ink. Welcome to our show. Living one people having a wonderful day on this 2nd June 2025. Today I want to shout out Janice. I want to say a little thank you to Janice because it's going to help me out with the multi-stream. Today I'm also making an announcement. So today is the 2nd of June. On the 31st of May, which was 2 days ago, a game came out which was Night Rain. Now, if you guys on the channel, you know that Elden Ring is one of my favorite games. I've been making video last week and the week before about Night Rain, how cool it is, Elden Ring and how cool it is. And I've been watching people play Night Rain, and it's something I would like to try. However, I'm coming with the announcement. You guys know that I haven't started my playthrough for the 4th anniversary of Elden Ring, of my content creation, so this is my 4th playthrough of Elden Ring. I'm coming out and saying that I will not be playing Night Rain. There's a couple of reasons for that. First of all, I didn't do the DLC. I never did the DLC. So I would like to do that first. Second of all, what is going on right now, and that sucks, is that my Elden Ring playthrough are 200 hours, and they're 240 hours. So if I add the DLC, they're 250, 260 hours. So what I would like to do, I would like to do this DLC, right? I would like to see how much time it takes. But literally, you guys, please understand, okay? I know this is a foreign concept, but it's not time in hours. It's, for example, I'm starting in May. Let's give an example. I finish in October, right? Which is in 4 months, not that far. I have to wait. I'm going to be playing Elden Ring in 8 months, right? So it's more about self-preservation. Now, why am I saying this? Because next year I might be playing Night Rain. I'll see how it goes. I'll see how much time this takes me, but I'm not going to play it right now. I know you guys want to see me play it. I know it's a hot release right now. It's a game that I love. It's Elden Ring. I want to finish the DLC. I never even finish it. This is a 1.5 year old DLC. Never even finish it. That's crazy, right? I want to do that. So no Night Rain, but in the Elden Ring playthrough. Sounds good? Sounds great. Don't blink, it's your boy Ink. Welcome to the Computer Show. You guys are doing well because I'm having a wonderful day on this 2nd June 25. Today is the beautiful Tuesday. No, I lied to you guys. We're Sunday. Dude, we're Monday. I'm so sorry. Every day sounds the same. Today we're doing a video on the channel, right? So as you guys possibly have noticed, Ink Vendetta is nothing but a bunch, and I mean a bunch, of unfinished playlists. But the fun thing is, some of these playlists aren't even started. So, this is so Ink Vendetta. I ordered last year. So, not to make a video. My algorithm is something that I use a lot. I'm gonna be using it for a playthrough. For example, I was watching the DMC. It was when? It was, I think it was not May the 4th. It was possibly, April 4th, right? And I was going to the job fair, and I was listening to DMC, and I finished it one day. Then I made a video about how good was DMC, but then for like a month, my whole algorithm was Devil May Cry, right? Which is a game. And then it just stayed there. So when I started making content about gaming and I was doing a playthrough of Devil May Cry, well, because of that. And for some reason, and this is actually really cool. This is a cool playlist. This is a really cool idea for a playlist. For some reason, I was getting a lot of ants. Oh my god, this is so dumb. This is so fucking stupid. You wanna know why I was getting ants? Oh my god, this is embarrassing. I was getting a lot of ants in my playlists and the video that I was watching. And I was getting ants because I'm watching this Pokemon streamer called Small Ants. So I might have typed Small Ants 120 times in the search thing. And yeah. we have ants. So now, back in the days, I'm like, okay, well, and this is the craziest thing. I'm like, I remember like yesterday. It was a week when I stopped getting my chômage check. So I'm like, okay, well, you gotta start saving your money because you're not getting money anymore. And I bought this $100 ant thing, which is an anthill. Because I was seeing people, and they were just filming ants, and they were just filming nature. Now, this was kind of perfect. Look, you can see it here. You have one. I think it's sleeping, I don't know. I know next to nothing about ants. So what happened is, I saw it and I ordered it. And I think I saw it. I was like, "Yo, this could be a really, really cool idea." So, I think I'm full of shit, right? I think I lie to myself a lot. If I lie to someone, it's myself. It's a very simple anthill. You see, we have a anthill, right? All you have to do is put food in this little hole, and it will eat it. So we're gonna put a kernel of popcorn. Right? See, they eat it, and I'm gonna put this also. This is gonna be super important because I want to see what they eat first. And the coolest thing is, I eat a lot of popcorn, so I'm gonna be giving them out a lot of. See, because I dropped some food, it's active again. I just don't know how much time it takes. So the principal idea behind it is. And this was revolutionary. This was completely revolutionary. I was like, I'm gonna have a playthrough. Oh my god. It's funny, I just made a video about Delusion of Grandeur. Right? I just made a video about Delusion of Grandeur. This is exactly it. In my mind, I was making a playlist, or I was doing a playlist of a living playlist. Like, for example, I think I was... when I was making content, I think I was more in the sense of, okay, well, I want this channel to be every single thing. I want it to be my whole life. And I think I was aiming for a lot I think I was aiming for a lot of different thing, right? Which is quite normal. So I was like, yo, imagine if I have a playlist that is all live. Now, of course, Anthill is live. There's ants. I have no experience in Anthill. I have no experiences, right? But then it would be so cool to study them and just to learn about them. See, I'm gonna give you guys an example. Today, I was reading a news article. There's a June strawberry moon. This is a funny story. Last year, I went to hunt the strawberry moon to film it, not knowing there's gonna be one every single year, right? So I was like, okay, this is my perfect excuse to study them. So I was like, I'm gonna study the ant, and just the idea of it's a living playlist is disgusting. You shouldn't keep people or a living thing in captivity. But the principle of it is actually quite sad. I think I was feeling lonely. I think I was okay. So the truth, and again, in my mind, in my content creator mind, I made a video about this not too long ago, and this is how crazy it is. This is when making videos transcend everything. It's all the same. It's all the same. It's one clear hive mind. Um, I was making videos how I had problem differentiating these ink with Stefan. My name is Stefan. And I think ink started to see content, but I think Stefan was actually, I wouldn't say sad, but he was lonely, you know. And it's amazing because at that time I was working 8 to 12 hours every single day, right? Making content, uploading it. Uploading was the craziest thing though. Uploading was the worst thing because I had to make sure that I was waking up to see if my video was still uploading because I had problem with my uploading. Right? So long story short, it doesn't move a lot. I should be worried about that. I should be worried about this. This is my first anti-heal ever, so I'm not a pro. I'm not a connoisseur when it comes to that. So then what ended up happening is, I was like, okay, well, because I feel lonely, because I'm working so much, I don't have a lot of friends. Because I don't have a lot of friends, the friendship that I do have, I don't take care of them. Because I'm not in the mood to make friends, I'm in the mood to make content. Right? It's gonna be cheese. I don't know what they're eating. I know they probably won't eat the candy. However, the corn, because it's natural, they might eat it. They might eat it for sure. See? And this is dirt cheap. This is a dirt cheap anthill, but it's $100. So the plan, and I have a bunch of ants on my balcony. I don't know why, but I have a bunch of ants on my balcony. So it would be to check that out. It would absolutely be to check that out. And this could be really fun. This could be really fun. We still have the kernel? Yes, we do. Yes, we do. So the goal, we'll see how a colony, except, and if it's fun, we'll do it again. But I think Ink was a bit more lonely. I think Ink was, I cannot have pets. I cannot forget about pets, because I live in an apartment. I'm not gonna have a goldfish because to me, like a goldfish is, how can I say this? If I'm gonna have a pet, I want it to know who I am. I want to have this oh my god, I want to have this relationship with the animal, like this bond with the animals. Hey, I know who you are, you know who I am, cool. Not like this is the person that feeds me, right? And yeah, so I want to have that. So with the handheld, it was still like taking care of something, and it's so fucking funny because my father, he was like, why don't you take care of plants? And he has a garden, and I was like, no, that's your thing, and I want to do something on my own, right? So the anthill was perfect. It was not something that I need to take care of every single day. It was something that I didn't know that I need to take care of every single day. It was something that I can study. Is it going to be a complete failure? Most likely. It's going to be a cool thing to try? Yes. Now the cool thing is, and I'm sorry to say this, I'm so sorry to say this, it's ants. So if they die, who really gives a shit, you know? Per example, I had this fish, right? And the fish, I don't take care of it, and he dies. Now that's a bigger thing. An ant is a bug. See, I want to show you. It's another one. So I'm gonna, and this being my first anthill, I'm not sure how you do it. Oh shit. The little guy's dead. Possibly a spider. Well, guess what? Because we have another one. There's possibly a hill somewhere. There has to be tools to catch them, for sure. For sure, there has to be tools to catch them. So I would like to check that out. Now, I'm not sure how long this play is going to be. I'm not sure how popular this play is going to be. I don't know how successful I'm going to be at taking care of ants. But it's something new. And it's something that could be cool. Right? Anyway, I love you guys. Take it easy. Peace. Don't blink, it's your boy Ink. Welcome to the Welcome to the Show. We're doing well because I'm having a wonderful day on this 2 June 2025. We're doing a very special video. Today we're doing a very special video. I lied to you guys. I lied in a big way. So about 2 weeks ago I came in and I said, okay, well, I want to start recapping. Chili Park Boys, right? So I was like, okay, well, let's recap the whole thing. And today we are reaching season 12. I'm gonna be reviewing season 12 today. I don't know why I'm repeating myself, but I am. Talking is hard for me, huh? So with this season 12, I'm gonna take a little break. I was supposed to watch the the anime series and the special. I think I'm gonna wait a week. Now, during this week, what I'm gonna do something that's really cool. We are gonna be reviewing Penny versus Kenny. Now, I know what you said. Ink, you said that you were gonna wait. I'm gonna do something very special. Very special. And this is kind of like this is an announcement that I'm making, but this is also like a something really cool. So see, if you saw my chances are that if you know Kenny vs. Penny, you know Chili Park Boys, you know Kenny vs. Penny, because they were both on the showcase. They were both the Golden Boy of Showcase. Give me a sec. Hell to the year. It's so odd. So I'm gonna do them by memories. So if you saw my reviews of Chili Park Boys, you see from season 1 to season 7, I know my shit. I'm watching the things, I know what's going on, I know exactly what I'm talking about, I know some extra information, I know the lore. However, when it comes to the later seasons, season 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12, I don't know my shit. I'm looking for ants because we are going to be starting a ant hill. Yes, sir. Yes, sir, Bob. We'll be starting an ant hill. So, give me a sec. We had popcorn last night, and because we had popcorn, we have kernel. So we're gonna be using to feed the ants. I don't know if they eat kernel, but now we will know for sure. We will know the no. So I can give you a bullshit reason that says, "Oh, dude, I don't like the new season. They're not good," which is true. But the reality is, 10 years, plus 10 years. I've been watching it since I was 16. I have been watching Chili Park Boys and Kenny vs. Penny more than once a year, right? So I know my shit. So when it comes to the newer season, I've only been watching them once a year for 4 years. I watch them 4 to 5 times. That's it. Which is not a lot. We have an ant, and I don't know what it is. It's right here. Right here, the ant. So I'm in a position that's really special. And that position that's really special is I have knowledge on the series, but because I saw it, not because I care. So with Kenny vs. Penny, this is another special situation because it's a show that I've been watching for 15 plus years. So I want to do Kenny vs. Penny, and the reason why I want to do it right now, well, not today, but like tomorrow and the day after, technically speaking, today is Monday, so if I start on Tuesday, I would have Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. There is 6 seasons of Kenny vs. Penny. That would be perfect. So the main reason I want to do that is because I think I can do them by heart. So I'm gonna be cheating. I'm gonna have a Wikipedia list of the episode, and I'm gonna come in, and I'm gonna be like, okay, well, guess what? This is exactly what's happening in this episode. I'll give you the punch. I'll give you everything, and this is a show of how much I know the show, but it's a testament to how loyal I am to the show. And it's more so with my ADHD, because I got ADHD. It's more so about like, yo, how much do I know about this episode, and how much can I recall? See, a show like Kenny vs. Penny, a show like Trailer Park Boys, there's something that's really similar. You don't really care about the plot. You don't really care about what's going on. You only care about being able to talk with your boys, like about what happened. Did you see last week Kenny vs. Penny? Did you see who can keep their head in a chicken coop the longest? My favorite episode. And then you talk about it, and I think that's what I want to reproduce. I kind of want to reproduce someone akin to a podcast, right? This is what's going on. So we'll do is tomorrow we'll do season 1. Season 1 is long. Season 1 is 26 episodes, which is 52 hours. No, 13 hours. The other season, I believe, they're all 6 or 7 episodes. I think the only one that's the last is the season 6, because there's Who Does Black Guys Like More, and there's 2 parts. So they should be fun. I'm gonna check how it is. In the perfect world, we have this really cool experience. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. What am I supposed to tell you? Now, the cool thing about this, the extremely cool thing about this, is I don't want to be using the same term over and over and over again, but in a perfect world, what I would be able to do would be to this is special. In the perfect world, what I could do is do a very good recap of the whole season without watching it. I haven't watched it since I was working because I downloaded somebody uploaded, it's not on YouTube anymore, Black Screen Kenny vs. Penny, so the 6th season, just there, and I watched them and one day I watched them. I'm using 2 times the speed. Now, in a bad way, I didn't make it. In a bad way, what I'll do is I'll do a second rendering of the show having watched it. So for example, tomorrow I come to you guys and I'm saying, okay, well, let's do season 1. In 2 days let's do season 2. In 3 days let's do season 3, right? Now, I'm gonna be like, if I have too much problem remembering, I'll come back next week and say, hey, I rewatched the show, and here it is. Now, thing is, I might not only do this. So, for example, right now we're covering Trailer Park Boys. Right now it is season 12, so it is 10 episodes of 30 minutes, which is 300 minutes. Kenny vs. Penny at 6 episodes for 20 minutes is 2 hours, so it takes a lot less time. So, long story short, we'll see how it goes, but I'm happy. I'm extremely happy because it's something that I love doing. So I'll let you guys go. Take it easy. Thank you for watching this video. That's quite confusing, but once again, recap. We're gonna be doing a by heart, by memories review of Kenny vs. Penny, versus review / recap, and then if I'm happy, we leave it there. If I'm not happy, I'll give you guys more. Sounds good? Sounds great. Since you've been gone. Okay. I got next. Good. Since you've been gone. Good. Since you've been gone. Sure. Ooh. Sure. If you Dumb Blink, it's your Blink. Welcome to the show. I'm guys are doing well because I'm having a wonderful day on this on this uh on this 2nd June 2025. Today is an emotional day. Today we're covering season 12 of Trailer Park Boys, the last season. There's some update about my covering of Trailer Park Boys. I am gonna take a break because yesterday, doing the recap, I was feeling fatigue. I was really feeling fatigue. We're gonna take a break. As I announced before, tomorrow we're gonna be reviewing season 1 of Kenny vs. Penny by heart. So how much we remember it, how much we remember from it. It's gonna be cool. Oh, for fuck's sakes, Ink. I didn't do a good job. It's too long for TikTok now. So the plan would absolutely be to do Kenny vs. Penny. There's a complication. It would be 6 days, 1 day per season. However, there's a very strong possibility that the review that I do, I'm gonna do it by heart. I don't want to watch the show. Oh, it's a great show. But I just watched it so often that I think, look at this. We have a handheld. How cool is that? We have a handheld. Bought it last year. I want to see if it's gonna go to the kernel. We drop popcorn kernel. This is cruel though. You know, this is really cruel. I feel bad about that. I should be setting it free, but then there goes science, right? So with Kenny vs. Penny, I feel like I've watched the show enough to be able to do like, hey, I'm going to do covering it up. Now, also, there is a situation with Kenny vs. Penny. So, Trailer Park Boys, I watched it. So, the situation with okay. I'm going to do another video. So, this is in season 12. This is in us ending Trailer Park Boys. I'm going to be covering the podcast. Don't worry about it. I promise you guys I will keep my promises, like I usually do. But there is this bot that's coming in. And this bot that's coming in, which is kind of important in itself, is I would love being able to do the podcast when I work. So I don't know if it's in 2 weeks or in 3 weeks. I don't know when I'm gonna find a job, but I'm trying. So this could be. I think I started as much. Trailer Park Boys. Trailer Park Boys is more content than Kenny vs. Penny, of course, when it comes to the show. But the reason why I wanted to watch a show, because Trailer Park Boy, the universe is so complex. It is the podcast, it is the movie, it is a special, it is the on tour, it is a live show, there's so much things. Kenny vs. Penny, although really, really good, I'm playing the tower. Although really, really good, when you watch the show, this is it. There's season 1 to season 6. There's the pandemic special, and then there's Kenny commentary. The cool thing with Kenny commentary is that we get a view on the affect of it. The not cool thing about it is this is 20 years later, so you can tell that Kenny moved on. It just sucks that we have 88 episodes of Kenny vs. Penny, and that's pretty much it. So, as much as I wanna elastic Trailer Park Boys, I don't want to elastic Kenny vs. Penny because it's just such a show of anthem. In a perfect world, because Kenny vs. Penny, I can watch it in 1 day. But when I watch it in 1 day, I do a whole different. I don't do anything else. I'll put it in the morning and then I'll just watch it. It is 88 episodes, which is 20 minutes each, which is 1,720 minutes. 1,720 minutes is about 5 hours. So it's not that much. It isn't that much at all. So I would like to watch it. It's more than 5 hours, but I do it 2 times the speed. See that? I would like to watch it, the whole thing in one day, and I just don't have time to watch the whole thing in one day and do the covering. I could do that actually. I could do that, but it would take me like a rainy day, and I don't think tomorrow's a rainy day. I could do that actually. So this is pretty much it. However, there's more to it. Kenny vs. Penny. See, why did I want to do it? I want to do it for the wrong reason. I want to do it because once it's done, it's done. And I can move on to, like, for example, Fullmetal Alchemist, you know? But I was watching, and the funniest thing is, and I have to kind of give shit to Kenny here, however, it's super understandable. Kenny Hart bought the rights to Kenny vs. Penny, which allowed him to put it on YouTube. And him being able to put it on YouTube has been a way for fans to show for free. However, there's a problem with that. The problem with that is that YouTube will strike down Kenny vs. Penny. Kenny vs. Penny was a show that was extremely special. The word retarded is used, the word faggot is used. There is nudity. So YouTube will constantly take down Kenny vs. Penny. Kenny Hart, which is the channel to watch Kenny vs. Penny, is tired of it, and now they re-upload episode. But they re-upload episode without a care in the world. So what they'll do is they'll put, for example, who's the better chef. So I know, because I watch the show often, that Who is the Better Chef is season 1, episode 3. I know that the weight, who can gain more weight, is actually the pilot, and who can lose more weight is the first episode. I know season 6, which is the ending, ends with a show called Who the Black Guys Like the Most, right? So that's pretty, I know that shit, right? For something that comes in, it's really hard to focus. So for example, you want to see the show, how it evolves. So for example, with Kenny vs. Penny, this is very special. So in the first, there's this relationship between Kenny vs. Penny. There's this certain relationship, and now at the end of the show, there's no relationship. They hate each other. So yeah, Kenny said he hates Spenny because Spenny would complain about what the show was, but Kenny would be the one that spent days and weeks upon end. He would sleep at the office to watch the show and cut the show. And they would do an episode per week. But episode per week is easy, except for when you're filming for 3 days. So when you're filming for 3 days and you have to montage for 4 days, this is a bit more complex. You have to write the show, you have to write something else. It's a lot harder. However, I did find someone that uploaded this season. What they did was 1 video per season. They did 1 video per. This is really cool though. It is 1 video per season 1, which is 9 hours and 51, and the rest they're smaller. They're a lot smaller. So yeah. So I could watch this. But ultimately speaking, the problem with Kenny vs. Penny is that once it's done, it's done. There's nothing else. Like, realistically speaking, I can do Trailer Park Boys for 3-4 years, realistically speaking. And then the greatest thing about Trailer Park Boys is it's not finished. So even if, for example, right, 1 week I'm motivated, I'm really motivated, guys, and I want to start content, right? So what I end up doing is I end up doing 4 episodes every single night, right? That's out a week. That's his 28th episode. 28th episode is huge. It's half a year. There is 10 years of it. So by the time that I'm there, there's always gonna be more episodes. Ultimately, I'm gonna catch up. Even if I do 1 episode per day, the show is 520 episodes. The current state of the podcast. So it would be 1 week is 700. It would be like 80 days. It would be like 2 or 3 months. But to 2 or 3 months, that is 2 or 3 months. That is 8 to 12 weeks, which is 8 to 12 more episodes, right? And I would do it when I have a job. So if I don't find a job this week, and if I only find a job in 3 weeks, I start in 3 weeks. So already our calculation is wrong. You're gonna be eating 10 years soon. So yeah. So Chili Park Boys, there's just almost longevity to it, versus a show like Kenny vs. Penny, where there's no longevity to it. And ultimately speaking, I couldn't review the commentary from Kenny Hotz, but I just don't think that I want to, because it's a commentary on a show. Kenny vs. Penny. Oh man, it is the best quality of it is his worst. It's his worst flaw. The best quality of it is the fact that it's a show that's remained untouched. Like Kenny vs. Penny today could not exist. Could not exist. It would be cancelled after season 2 when they eat more meat. It will not exist, right? But since it's already made, you cannot erase part of the history. So there's always ways to check it out, and always way to watch it, and always way to remember it. But the show should not have existed. And there's also this, and this is more of a personal problem. This is a lot more of a personal problem. This is something I shouldn't be mad about, but I'm a bit mad about. So Kenny, in his later years, came out and said, "Hey, those are the things that I did that I regret." Now, ultimately speaking, Kenny has the right to regret. Ultimately speaking, Kenny is a different person. He is a father now. It is not said that in this commentary. But at the same time, I'm watching this and I'm like, dude, I worship you because you were the way you were. A lot of who I am is thanks to Kenny Hotz, you know? And that's really, and there's things that I've done in the past that I already regret, and things that I've done today that I've all regretted in 10 years, like, oh, why did you keep it ending captivity for content? That's stupid. Right? But for now, what I'm doing is it's fun, you know? It's fun and it's what I wanted to do. And if it works, it works. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. But for now, we'll see. And hearing Kenny, oh, dude, he's not eating the kernel. Shit. I thought he was gonna be eating the kernel, but he's not. Damn it. So yeah, so it is complex. It is really complex. And I don't know how it's gonna work. I don't know how. I hope it does. But if it doesn't, it doesn't. And if it doesn't, I'm kind of fucked. I don't know. I have no clue, guys. It's gonna be a day-to-day, check by check. Right? Anyway, love you guys. Take it easy. All of this is to say two things. We'll be taking a break from Chili Park Boys, and all of this to say we'll be starting Kenny vs. Penny. Sounds good? Sounds great. Don't blink, it's your boy Yink. Followed by either some screams or some music. I'm not too sure. It's bad. It's bad. How are you guys today? You guys are doing good. And it's 2nd of June 2025. Today we're a very emotional little inky. Today we are recapping and reviewing season 12 of Chili Park Boys, which is the last season. I was supposed to do the animated series. I don't know if I'm gonna do it. I don't know if I'm gonna do it this week or next week. Because I'll be completely honest, I'm 50 from Chili Park Boys. I watched just 12 season in 1 week, you know. Well, in a week, let's say 2 weeks, but it's still a lot. And the problem with Chili Park Boys is I still have to do the podcast. Even if I did 5 episodes per day, because the plan would be to do 5 episodes per day. That would be the plan. Plan 5 episodes per day would be really good. If I do 5 episodes per day, I have 104 days of making content, which is around 104 is about people are fucking screaming. People are crazy, dude. People are crazy. Shut the fuck up. You hear this? No respect. No respect. Sorry, but it just common courtesy. Common courtesy oblige. So yeah, so like I was saying, it would be 104 would be 3 months and 2 months and a half, which is nothing. And that's doing 5 days, 5 episodes per day. Technically, no. Technically, you're wrong. Holy shit, Ink, you're wrong. Because technically speaking, I would do it when I'm at work, which would be 5 days. So instead of doing 30 episodes per week, holy, instead of doing 25 episodes per week, it would be 20 episodes per week. It would be 25 episodes per week. 25 episodes per week. I'm going to be at 109. It's going to be 4 months. I'm not good at math, huh? I'm not good at math. I am not good at math. 25 divided by 520. 520 divided by 25. That's about, that's 20. And that is 21. Yeah, so this be 21 week. 21 week. Now there's going to be 21 more episodes, so 22 weeks. But that's we're done. 22 weeks is about 22 weeks is about 22 weeks is about 5 months and a half. The problem is there's two things that I'm not gonna do. I'm not gonna do the year in review. I'm not gonna do year in review. Fuck that. So sorry. But yeah, so I have content for the next year. Making content. So it is a bittersweet. Now with the animated series, I'm already tired. So if I start doing the podcast, I'm gonna get even more tired. So I don't know if I'm gonna do it. So with that being said, let's get into the review. Season 12. Season 12 feels very, very, very bittersweet. It feels very bittersweet. It's wait a second. It feels like something that it's not supposed to exist, but at the same time do. And you're like, oh yeah, that's cool that it exists. And at the same time you're like, no, I didn't want it to exist because it's kind of arduous. Season 12, they're talking about making a season 13, but I don't think so. Because season 12 feels like the end. Season 12 really feels like the end from the very first episode where Bubble says, yo, we're loser. We need to fix ourselves, right? Season 12, but also at the same time, season 12 feels like a huge party. Feels like it feels like a good time. It feels like something that closes a book. Like a closing chapters. This is, in my opinion, I'm a huge fan of Lord of the Rings. I'm a huge fan. To me, season 12 feels like, okay, well, we beat Sauron. We're gonna get a wedding for Aragorn and Arendelle, and we're celebrating, and the hobbits are the best. That's what it feels like. That's what it really feels like. So now, let's start with this. It's 10 episodes. Some of them are shorter though, so it shouldn't be too much. There you go, found you. I'm gonna try to do it in 45 minutes. I have 45 minutes left before I have to go. So I don't think I'm gonna be able to do it, but it's okay. It's not a big deal. It isn't a big deal. It's okay to tell me what you think about me. I won't try. Yeah, season 12 is emotional. Is it the best season? No. Is it the worst season? No. It is a bit weird when you know that it's finished, because it's like your last day of school and you're not gonna finish. Or better than that, it's like your it's like your last month at work and you know it's gonna be finished, and you feel certain way. You feel like you're gonna miss it, right? So here you go. Season 1, episode 1, because we rewatched the whole thing. Season 12 is absolutely phenomenal. I have to check out why J-Rock left Trailer Park Boys. Because I don't see him. I haven't seen him season 10. I haven't seen MC Flurry season 10. So that's not good. Okay, it's season 12, baby. So season 12, Chlamydia. This is how it starts. Oh fuck, this is emotional. Season 12 feels like a lot like questioning characters. Like, for example, you got Julian getting married to Candace, but Julian never talked about getting married. You got this relationship of Ricky and Suzanne that was foretold in season 11, but you just see it happen and you're like, holy shit, this happened fast. We watched it in one day, so it should be pretty normal. So we got Ricky once again growing weed, and his homies are Corey and Jacob. I want to see more. This season we see more Corey though. That's actually pretty good. But it's nuts because there is a certain kinship between Ricky and Jacob and Ricky and Corey, and yes, it makes sense. While yes, it makes sense because Jacob is like the son-in-law of Ricky, but no, it doesn't make sense because Trinity is not involved. So it's like, okay, well, I'm chilling with my son-in-law, but my daughter isn't there. And it feels a bit weird that they're being shot at. They're being shot at, and somebody is there. So of course they get shot at, and Ricky doesn't get shot at, but Jacob is, which is a miracle because Ricky has been shot at multiple times. I'm gonna be honest and say I don't remember where Candy comes from. I don't remember what season we saw Candy. I don't remember that. That's weird, right? So we have Bubbles. The first episode is we have Bubbles. He now have his own brewery. I gotta say that it's kind of cool because of this. This is kind of cool because of it's a nice to a shed. You know, it's kind of cool. I'm gonna give props to the boys, but I'm also gonna give them shit. So I want to give props to the boys because they had this new product and it's really promoted. Freedom 35 is the main subject of here. Now the cool thing is, even though that wasn't going on, I knew what it was because of the podcast. They were brewing a beer. So season 12 is Freedom 35. Now, my very first exposure to that was Rich Piana. Rich Piana is a bodybuilder. Rich Piana would be on YouTube and he would swear and he would swear and he would swear. Why that's special? Because on YouTube you weren't allowed to swear. But he didn't give a fuck about not making money for this video because he was selling some protein and he was selling a lot of product to be there, you know. So with the boys, them showcasing the product, this is your season. You should be showcasing what you want. At times it does feel too much though. When you know it's all about promoting a product, and it's kind of cool. Now there is a super cool moment here, right? Bubbles has the Green Bastard beer, right? Which is super fucking cool. Give me a sec. There you go. He has the Green Bastard beer. Now why is that cool? Is their first product was the Freedom 35. The first beer that they came out with was the Freedom 35. Now the last one they came out, I think they have a beer for Ricky. I think he has a beer for Julian, and I think there's bubble beer, which is the Green Bastard, but I'm not 100% sure. So much later on. Now it's cool because Julian doesn't have cash, and Julian is asking for help, and it's nice because Julian, although we haven't seen him a lot, and the character that question himself, it's like he feels like a loser, and at first it's Julian ends up being a super cool character because he's a character that the whole time was seemingly insured. He was like, yo, I'm the best, I'm confident, I'm the one that's in charge of the trailer. And to a certain degree, everybody else believed in him. Like, yo, Julian is one that's in charge around here. But then you realize that deep down, he is really questioning himself. He doesn't know where he belongs, he doesn't know what he wants, right? Bubbles have his own beer. Bubble has everything that he needs to be happy. Ricky has a grandson. What does Julian have? Nothing. So question himself. You got Ricky talking about how him and Susan are now a thing. You got Bubbles who's in charge. Bubble is actually doing really well. You got Trinity and Bubbles, which is basically she gives him mad because he's in pain. Bubble is asking them to go legit. So Ricky come back and he said, I'm shot. He said, why did you get shot? Well, I have a wheat field. Which would be cool if we didn't see that often. Big announcement. Okay, where is that? Oh yeah, he wants to do a big announcement, which is basically marrying Susan. We have Leahy who's stuck in jail. We got Randy who's stuck in jail, but Randy and Leahy are actually in a really good place. And you know what? I love them in a good place. I love the fact that they're constantly fighting, but at the same time it's kind of annoying when it comes too much. And when you look at it from the whole perspective, the relationship of Leahy is kind of good because at first it wasn't accepting Randy, then it became about not accepting Leahy drunk in the later season, and then it became about, you know what, this is the way you are, I have to accept it from you. And the sad thing is, if you look at Say Goodnight to the Bad Guys, which was the ultimate end, which was the official ending of the first era of Trailer Park Boys. Like I said, Trailer Park Boys, the later era, like season 8, season 9, season 10, not supposed to exist. So just say goodnight to the bad guys, it is. And Leahy is okay with Randy smoking, and Randy is okay with Leahy drinking. So that's pretty cool. They had the money from Julian from selling the 5 hours energy. However, the police, they took the money. And now there's a lot of money that they used. So I don't remember how much was the deal. I think it's like 400,000. So they're like, yo, what I would like to do is I'll give you some money, so hush up money. Don't talk about the money. Don't talk about the fact that you had money. Just pretend like nothing didn't happen. We'll give you money, and then you just shut your mouth. Now, the cool thing is the very first, and this is what I love about it, is the first thing that Randy does is like Leahy. This is our Mr. Leahy. This is the chance that we have for Julian. This is a place. This is a change. This is a chance to change and have peace. Gotta say, in this season, I love Randy. It took me 12 seasons, but I love Randy Bandy. I love this big greasy cheeseburger locker. I love him because he wants to do peace. He wants to do peace. This season is what I would like to see from Leahy and Randy. This season is really good. So Randy is constantly like, yo, let's make peace with the boys. So we have Ricky, who has a new shed. Now the cool thing with this is because the New Yorker wasn't working. It wasn't working at all. So what ended up happening was Ricky was like, yo, let's use it. I still want to, because it's part of the Trailer Park Boy history. So we have the boys, and Ricky's talking about big announcement. And he wants to marry Susan. So you have Corey and Jacob. What will be the big announcement? But they're both fucked. Randy once again tell Leahy, yo, this is opportunity. But then Leahy, and also Leahy's right. Leahy's like, Julian doesn't know what the money is. He doesn't know what it is. Let's see how the situation go, and then we'll see how it goes. And then Leahy started with the gambling, which ultimately speaking, I didn't like at first. I didn't like that. It's not that I didn't like that. I was like, Leahy is an alcoholic. That's enough, right? But then in season 8, you see him gambling and gambling and gambling. You kind of know that he had a penchant for gambling. You got Ricky come back to the farm to steal a horse, which sucks because this is the exact same farm that he had Mo in. So you're like, dude, this guy was so nice to you. Then Jacob get kicked, which is kind of funny, but not that much. He has his neck break. We have Bubbles, who transformed his car into Green Lantern. Again, it would be really nice if you didn't buy the car last season. So it's using things that you already have. It's using things that you already have, but not really doing it. However, I gotta say, I was a fan of the tomato sauce. I was a fan of the tomato sauce concept, because yes, first of all you're giving job to the people in the park. First of all, second of all, you are making sure that we have some content. Third of all, you never did that before. However, I'm more of a fan of the beer because it's something that exists in real life. So you got Donnie, and you see Bubble, who's selling beer to the park inhabitants, right? Which is fucking funny. You got Leahy and Randy, who again are super nice, and the first thing they do is like, yo, Julian, please, let's do peace. Now, in this one, what is weird is that Julian is fucking broke. Julian is fucking broke. There's a moment where he says, I'm not able to afford microwave popcorn. And the sad thing is, I think he was waiting on the money of Leahy and Randy. But he didn't know it existed. So never mind. Never mind. So he says, yeah, you're gonna pay me back, And Randy's about to tell him there's money for you. And Leahy's like, fuck that guy. So we had the big announcement. What is really cool, the big announcement here is really nice because he's gonna ask Susan to marry him. The reason why this is really nice is because remember the Big Dirty, the movie, where Ricky does the exact same thing. It's the exact same people. The Rockpiles are having a party, and he does an announcement, and he marry. Instead of Lucy flashing her tits, we offer Susan a horse. Different but still the same. So this I really, really, really like. Now Marguerite's just like, yo, this girl is crazy. Everybody hates Suzanne. I forgot to tell you that in both beginning, Bubbles and Julian's like, yo, Suzanne's just crazy. So she comes in and she tells Ricky, Suzanne, come in. This is Suzanne, by the way. I actually like her. She's funny. She's funny, and she's Canadian, and also her show is kind of funny though. So with most people, most women comedian, I find the fact that they have to add the fact that, yo, I'm a woman and I can be funny. With her, it's just like, I'm funny. It doesn't matter if I'm a woman or not. And when you see the 20 minute show, she's really fucking cool. Why? Because the four of them, they've been together for years, right? Then she tells Ricky that he cheated. She tells him that she doesn't want to marry him. She called Ricky a loser. She breaks his heart. Now the cool thing here is, yes, she breaks his heart, and then you got Bubbles and you got Julian's like, yo, she's better off, bro. Well, that's really nice. But the coolest thing here is that it's Sarah that protects Ricky and says, "Fuck you, you're not a good guy for him." And what I also like here is you see the scene. There's a lot of Trailer Park Boy inhabitants. There's a lot of trailer inhabitants. There's a lot of people in the trailer which we wanted to see since day one. Then she breaks his heart, and he's in a sad mood, and he had his heart broke. So then they come back. Leahy and Randy's like, "Yo, we're gonna be doing with the money that we have." So it's kind of crazy because they owe money. It's like, okay, well, either we can pay it back right now, or what do we do with the money we have? We got Bubble who's calculating, and he's gonna be okay. However, Bubble business grows up. If he grows up, he needs more help. Now he has a scene. This is the scene that I like the least about Trailer Park Boys. So Bubble's like, "Yo, guys, you have to get the fuck up. You have to find a job. You have to go legit." And look at me, I'm going legit. Now this scene is hard to hear because you like the boys the way they are, like them in Criminal. If this scene was in season 9, I would have been pissed off. But this scene is season 12, which is the last season. I don't really mind, and he's right? And even then, the boys are like, "Yo, maybe Bubble's right." So he tells them, "You have to find a job or something. You have to take a good look of yourself." And the best thing about it is, it's like, "Yo, we're getting old." And the best thing about it is, Bubble says we're getting old and we're getting shitty looking. So it's like, it's not necessarily talking about getting a job or finding money. It's about putting your life together. For example, with Julian finding a girlfriend. For example, Ricky finding a job. So that's good. It's super funny because Julian has a fucking, he has a date. And Ricky tells him, "I hope you get banged." Which really made me laugh. Season 10, episode 2. How I feel sad, guys. I can't believe this is it. I cannot believe this is it. Godspeed, my muscular friend. So you got the boys who had a wake-up call. You have Barbara Leahy, because in this season, I have a problem with Barbara Leahy. It's not a problem with the character. It's not a problem with the character. It's a problem with how little it's been used. So, for example, with Barbara Leahy, she was part of the cast since season 2. I think in season 1 we see her once or twice, but season 2 is really where she appears. We've been using her not a lot. Now we've been using her a lot, and now we didn't use her. So then she's selling Bubble that because of the bearded rodent, right? And because of that, she's tired of it. They're having real life issues with the rodent, which is gonna be cool because this is one way to introduce a plot. So, for example, in season 10, episode 2, he said, "Okay, well, this rodent problem," which leads to Barbara having a problem. Ricky, who's looking for a job, is taking odd job and says, "Hey, I'll take care of this for you," which equate to him having some shit under the trailer. And under the trailer equates to them having mushrooms. Having mushroom equates to them having money. Make sense? Makes sense. So then Bubbles, Julian comes in and he has he's well dressed, and he's like, "Yo, I'm gonna give out some CVs." And then Bubbles like, "Yo, he doesn't even bring his glasses. You're really serious, Julian?" Julian's like, "No, I have this water bottle where I can put some alcohol." Look at this. This is Bubble being proud. This is a very cool scene. Bubble sees Julian glasses being proud, and look what he says. This is it. This is the moment I want to show you. Look at this. This is super funny.
Godspeed, my muscular friend.
This is good. It's emotional because Bubbles is proud. And it's cool because it took them 12 seasons, but Bubbles kind of is in charge of the boys. With the Trailer Park Boys, it's hard because Julian was in charge because it was kind of fucked, right? It was kind of fucked. Now Ricky became in charge because he had the money, and then Bubbles was in charge because he had shit together. So Bubbles decided to do a 2 cent per deposit per bottle. He's trying to get people to get the bottle back, and he give it all back to the society, to the park, which is cool. It is not cool because when you realize the logistics behind it, it doesn't make any sense. So Bubbles sells almost exclusively to the park and to the Legion. But the park people, they're not paying him. So how can you reimburse something how can you be reimbursed for a bottle that you didn't even pay? It doesn't make a lot of sense. Then he has to explain math So again, his calculator is Green Bastard. We got trained with Mo, and Mo is such a special it's so special because, you know, this is what brings the park together, right? Trinity comes to see Bubbles, said that my father's fucked, and he wants to leave. So then Ricky's like, you're right, Bubbles, I should find some job. And I don't know what to do, right? So he wants to become like a person that asks for money, a pen handler. And Bubbles like, no, I'll figure something out. So then Leahy realized that the liquor isn't helping him, so he needs a new hobby, which is going to the track. Got Julian, who goes for work. And I gotta say, Julian going for work is actually kind of nice because the first time I watched a season, I wasn't working. The second time I was watching the season, I was working. This is the first time I see the season without working. And I'm looking for a job, and I realize how hard it is. So I'm kind of in the same shoes, you know. So Bubbles, you see Ricky, and they're trying to do what's up. They realize that Ricky's pretty handy, and he could do a job here, right? And that would be the perfect place. And that's pretty much it. You got Julian, who's depositing CVs, but then he doesn't have experience, and he has like a long list of a criminal past. See, in this one, Julian could be seen as this guy who cannot get out of making like crimes. Most of the jobs he could have had, he ended up being too much of a criminal to keep, right? Because he ended up being too much of a criminal to keep. I want to see if she's still alive because we have an entity here. I don't know what you are, my little friend. I don't want him to die. I feel really bad leaving that ant in here. I don't know what to do, guys. Hi. I thought I was showing you the ant. I was showing you myself. There it is. So yeah. So Julian kind of doesn't have a choice, right? It's a case of people will see me as a criminal. People see me as this monster. Maybe I should be this monster. Versus being like, hey, everybody treats me like shit. Maybe I should treat them back like shit, or maybe I should overcome the adversity that I'm facing. You know, it's complex. It is complex. Okay, so next we have Bubbles once again is filling application. He's still a wallet, which is kind of important. Ricky posts an ad. Right away gets hired by Marguerite. I wish there was more of a Ricky working there. It served a purpose of him trying to do indie work and not being very good, and then him actually having a contract for Barb, and then the mushroom, right? So they go to the track. Leahy bets fucking a lot of money, and he loses it. And Randy kind of have a gift. He's a horse whisperer. Now, if you know the backstory of Randy and how he got pissed on by a horse, that's a God-given gift. It's like Spider-Man getting bitten by the spider. So then Ricky has his first job. Of course, he fucks it up. He breaks the breaker, he breaks the water filter, and he makes a lot of mess. So before he even finished with his first job, he owes a lot of money to Marguerite, which is Bubbles like, holy fuck, Ricky, what happened? It's funny because it's Ricky fucking up, but it's not funny in a sense of you actually wanted to do that for him. You got Julian once again stealing. You see he's stealing again and again, which kind of sucks. He gets caught by the he gets caught by mall security, which is him giving him shit. And then Julian's like, yo, I was undercover. I wanted to work here. I want to show you that I can work here. I want to show you how much your mall was such a problem. I don't know if I can even fix you. I cannot help you. And Gary's like, oh, I know, I need help. Once again, what is cool here is we're using Gary. Gary we've been using since season 2. So this is super nice. And then he tells him, I'm stressed, I'm sorry, Julian, please help me out. Then he agrees to help out. You got Bubble seeing the damage that Ricky has done and say, Ricky, you fucked up, dude. You fucked up bad. Again, not super interesting, but entertaining. You see, there's a lot of season of Trailer Park Boys where I could have said, this is not entertaining. And this is not entertaining, this is not important. This is entertaining at least. You got Leahy saying, okay, but Randy, you'll be in charge of the money. So what is really cool here is this is really, really good writing. So in season 10, episode 1, at the end we had the boy that said, hey, you need to get this shit together. And this is season 10, episode 2, where we had the same meeting, but this time he has a job, and Bubbles proud. So, you know, So it's direct evolution. And since we just spent the whole episode, because this is the only thing that happened this episode, the only thing that happened this episode was we have the boys together. That's it. We had Ricky find a job, and we had Julian find a job. That's the only thing that happened. Season 10, episode 3, whore. So you got Bubbles. Oh, it's so fucking funny because Ricky steals the deck of Leahy and Randy to fix the deck. So then it's more problem. Marguerite is actually spreading rumors about Ricky that he's a bad worker. Leahy goes into a fight with Randy, and it sucks because apart from that, Leahy and Randy would have never fought Ricky. It's kind of like a peace. Like every single time that he come back from jail from season 1 to season like 10, it's like how long can we keep the peace, right? And now the first thing that they do is Ricky fucking them over. It kind of sucks. He fights both of them, but again. Wait a second, who is he calling? Oh yeah, Susan is calling him, and Susan is pissed off. She wants to get back with him, so that's kind of shitty. And he makes a date with her. Leahy offers peace again, which is something we saw. Ricky's a shitty worker, which is again something we saw. Susan wants to get into a date. She wants pasta con carbonara, which is a really good meal. But I was gonna help him out. We got securities. Right away, Julian makes some crime, which I'm like, dude. And you see, it's not that. Is it because you cannot escape crime, or because you know nothing but crime, right? And that kind of sucks. If that's the case, that kind of sucks. However, I think it's pretty cool that we have characters that we didn't see yet doing something that we didn't see yet. The same guy that was screaming an hour ago. This guy screams the whole entire fucking day. So Julian started to do crime. He asked people to steal for him. Now this is kind of cool. He asked the Rockpile to go in and say, "Hey, yo, steal this for me. Pretend like you're gonna rob the store, and I'll save the day like I'll be a hero." So and in this case, Julian is like, I'm committing crime, but I'll be the good guy. So I'm hiding my action with crimes. We got goddamn. It's the trailer park itself. You get this guy screaming, you got a cat screaming. This is hell. So then Ricky saved the day. He stopped them, and then Julian's like, "Yo, you fucking dummy! You're breaking my plan." So it's kind of funny. It is really funny. And again, this is what happened when they don't go together. You got Julian Bubbles as a cook, which is really cool because really Bubbles is a really good cook. So they come in. They have this. They have Susan. He's like, "I don't want them to go back together." Julian talks about how shitty his job is, right, and how much he wants money. So he sees Leahy and Randy at the shop to fix the deck that Ricky broke. So you're making Ricky break the deck, and then you're giving a reason for Leahy and Randy to go back to the mall. You make Randy and Leahy go back to the mall, and you give Julian a reason to see them that they have money. It's like, how come you have money to buy shit when you owe me money? Which is really, really good. You got people that are fighting. You got Jacob coming back from his operation. He's completely fucked. His neck is broken. Which is really cool. Look at this. Fuck, I love those two. It's cute. Shane is still there. Because Susan and Ricky are banging. So you know how it is. He cooks for what should I call it? Oh, dude, this is so cool. It's so cool. He cooks for Susan. We got Bubbles bringing beer to Donnie. Donnie's like, "Ricky stole my fucking hammer," and then Bubble has to answer for Ricky, right? And in this case, it's funny because Bubble is once again kind of the one that has the solution to everything. Susan and Ricky get back together, which is shitty because they're really toxic together. They're really toxic. I thought Lucy and Ricky was toxic, but they were more. Marguerite with a broken toilet goes in, and she's like, "Yo, I'm gonna be using your bathroom because you fucked up mine." Donnie comes in and he tells Ricky, "Yo, you got my fucking hammer. Take a screwdriver and stab Ricky." We're kind of fucked up. Sarah comes in and she's like, "Oh my god, did you stab Ricky?" She's like, "No, I didn't fucking stab Ricky, you bitch." And the funniest thing about this episode is they fight, and Susan called Sarah a cunt. And then Sarah's like, "You went too far." You went too far. You're no good. You're no good for here. You're no good for this park. You're no good for Ricky. You're a piece of shit. So I'm glad that even though this show swears, apparently cunt is too much. Go figure. So they fight once again. Because they fight, Sarah is kind of kicked out because she asked Ricky to choose between her and Susan, and then Sarah she leaves, right? And then she ended up being at Julian house, right? Julian house, which means that they kind of bang, which again could have been something more. Give a relationship between Julian and Sarah, just even if it doesn't work, it doesn't matter. To get banged. Leahy and Randy, because Julian is becoming too much of a problem, they say, you know what we need? We need a assistant trailer park supervisor. And Leahy's like, yo, we can afford it, Wendy. And then it's like, okay, well, if I make money at the track, I'll hire a supervisor. Now, again, I want to shout out the writing here. The writing is amazing. The writing is a domino effect. You have Leahy giving up on alcohol, just to back to gambling. You got. I have to go in because the battery's a bit low. Okay, we're good here and here. Ooh, we're not good here. Okay, give me a second. We'll be right back. Oh. Yeah, we've been having a problem with the battery, but it's okay. It happens to the best of us. It happens to the best of us. Ooh, guess what? I have a plan. I'm so sorry. Microwave. What did I do? We got ourselves some microwave popcorn. Then I could afford it. So here again is writing that's amazing. Because Leahy is such a pro gambler, Randy is one that tries to charge her the money. And Randy, that's the one that needs a Athens Trailer Park supervisor. And it's so cool because you're not necessarily dissing Leahy. Leahy, it would be really weird to have him as an assistant trailer park supervisor. We already had him once with season 6, and like I said, I didn't like that. So it's a weaker. You see, I don't mind you using plot that you have used before, but they have to be good. So then it leads to them putting a ad out, which leads to George being hired. And George is one of the best characters of season 12. A whole lot of shit. So it starts. Bubble is making this. He has the bottle that. Okay, so I made a mistake. So Barb was finding bottle on the floor, and she's like, "Yo, you can't have that." And then it ends up in having some rodents, and then they have some, what should we call it? Because they have some rodents and they have a problem, and she wants to find Bubble for that. Now the best thing about it is they're speaking French. Why is that a great thing? Is because they're from Montreal. Well, Canada speak French also. A lot of people speak French in Canada, but some people do. I want to show you Ricky sandwich. Some bread and takis. Or some rats and pretzel. He's gonna be using cow shit. Half of this. She fucks up Ricky. She tells him, "I'll give you the contract if you can do it for half of this." So that kind of sucked because she's using Ricky, which we saw her use Corey and Trevor, or Corey and Jacob. And that's pretty much it. We have Bubble with his business. The cool thing with Bubble in this season is the whole thing. The whole thing is about his business. So it's not multiple plot, it's one plot. So Ricky's like, "Yo, I need your trailer. I want to take care of Barb." which is gonna be the cow manure, and almost right next to it, you got Julian who was asking for the truck because he wants to sell furniture. So then it's not because they kind of have Bubbles having this really cool business. Once again, if you look closely at details, this is really interesting. If you look close at details, look at this. Look at it, you got Bubble Shed.
Isn't that the rule? You own something to somebody, they're in charge until they give it back? Pretty sure that's...
Yeah, no, yes, yeah, you're right.
Thought it was.
That was on the front page of the fucking book of etiquette. So you're in charge of my truck, not me, so give it to whoever the fuck you want,
Perfect, man. Bubs?
You see the plants behind?
Fuck, somebody woke up on the left side of the bed. Right on, man. Talk to you in a bit.
Super fucking cool. I love that. Okay, next on the list we have more of the gambling, and this is the one where Randy is gonna win. Now, what I love here is this is the end also of the horse track. So the whole thing about the horse track was how they can make some money to hire a third-party supervisor or assistant. And what is cool here is you don't need to be doing this a whole season. You're doing it for 4 episodes. They established that he has a gambling problem. Got a couple of good scenes. Let's move on. So you got Julian was asking for the rock pile to help him again. And the rock pile was like, fuck you. Ricky's almost shut us yesterday. We're not helping you. You got a kid who are shoveling manure, which sucks because, once again, he's using the kid. Which is funny because this time he's going to pay them. Julian steals some furniture, which is boring because you could have done better, Julian. And that is pretty much it. So the rock pile, they fucked him over. You got Ricky who's asking the kids to help him fixing, which if it is to use them, it sucks. But if it is to teach them shit, it's kind of cool. Ricky is possibly one of the only like father figure we see in the show. They put the cow manure behind the trailer, which takes care of the rat. Bubble is pissed because his whole car smell like shit. You got Randy having the trifecta, which if you know, just like I do, you don't know anything about the horse track. This is actually super cool because you're learning shit. You're learning shit that you didn't know before. So there is like a purpose. It's like, holy, what did you learn at the trifecta? Shut up, our boys. I like that. I like when I see a show that's dumb as they are, teach me about shit. Like, for example, the whole thing with Plateau. The whole thing of the Noble Lie, which is back in season 1, episode 2. I didn't know that either. Now that I get this, it's kind of cool. I gotta say. Okay, last Nature Corn. We have about 20 minutes left. It sucks, bro. I can't believe I'm gonna be almost done with season 12, bro. We're already halfway through, which is completely insane. I'm gonna get myself some coffee because I love coffee. We're drinking Copico because my father did a no, which was being an asshole, and to say sorry, it got me Copico as a bribe. And the Copico tastes really good. So Julian getting a lot of furniture, which is kind of cool, but you could have done better. Like, for example, the furniture is just for him. You could have done something that is way better. That's why you always commit crime. So then they're fighting because the furniture smell like shit. Bubble is really pissed because they used his good names. They used his car. And they're right to be pissed about it. They're really right to be pissed about it because the boys kind of used them. Susan and Ricky fighting again, which is kind of annoying, but it's super toxic and we love it. See, the reality of Susan and Ricky is they're constantly fighting. It's annoying, right? But the second reality of Ricky and Susan is because they're fighting so much, it's kind of, if it's only one season, it's entertaining. If it was more than one season, it would be boring. So in here, it's quite digestible. We have the trifecta. You have Randy that wins, who said that he won a lot of money, which means that he has the the money, which means that he can hire somebody else. Barb's like, holy shit, you're putting shit behind the trailer. I'm not gonna pay for you. So Rick is like, oh fuck that, but he still leaves the shit there. You got Sarah and Julian. Sarah, she made a really nice house for Julian, which it doesn't add more, but at least he's living comfortably, right? So then Ricky's coming to talk to Barb to apologize because he needs the business, and Barb's like, I can, if we bang, technically speaking, she tells him we can find a solution or two. She means banging. So it's kind of cool that they bang. There's also an episode this season, which is I think episode 9, where they're talking about how everybody banged everybody in the park, which I think is kind of cool because it's bound to happen. Like, for example, it's not about the Dutcher Park. It's like, imagine if you're working in the same company for 20 plus years. Some people will fuck. That's normal. That's life itself. You got a bubble anniversary. I would like to have this every season. You want to have every season. You want to have bubble anniversary. This is really funny. Listen to that.
What happened on this day in history? That's for sure. Don't need anybody I give a fun. Me and you guys are gonna have a good time. Sure, Tommy. Don't call my kitty.
You'd be good calling me kitty.
Okay. The fun train is
Listen to
pulling
this. Listen to this.
station. Last chance to climb aboard.
I love that. I love this. This is Donnie. So basically, Bubble has his birthday, and you think the boys forgive him. Now, what is really, really cool is you got Julian say, "Hey, we forgot it. We forgot the birthday of Bubble last year. It was a fucking nightmare. Look at this shit. Look at this. This is actually pretty cool."
What if a family were to come in here, okay? Walk by here with
Is that it?
all of a sudden, boom, one pops up and kills everybody, huh? How would you feel about I can't fucking believe you, man. I care if a family gets killed, but have that no problem. How's that your problem? What you needed is the guard.
Get the fuck on.
Is that it?
Come see this. Today's Bo's birthday, so Ricky and I are trying to plan something really cool for him. I mean, the past few years we've been in jail, and last year we totally fucking forgot about it, which was a nightmare. So today we have a surprise party planned for him. You know, Trent and Sarah, they've been gearing things up all morning. Now we just have to get him his gift. And this gift I'm getting him, it's gonna blow his fucking mind. I can't wait till he gets it. All right, kids. You guys ready to boil this rocket?
By the way, I have to complain about Trin and Sarah. They should have, listen. Oh, never mind. Well, Lucy left last season. They should have had another character to replace her. Susan is a good character to replace, but I would prefer somebody that stayed in the park. Well, for example, what they did with Shameless. Like, with Shameless, what they did was there's this family called the Milkovich. And they have so many kids. When you need to introduce the character, introduce Sandy Milkovich. Which is pretty fucking cool. So you got Bubbles, they're gonna want to steal a rocket. Now, George come back and says, "Hey, dude, I'm back." And he's like, "Holy shit, I didn't know that you're back." So then Ricky comes in, and then Ricky's like, he's bad from the mall. And because Ricky is bad from the mall, this alerts them so they're not able to steal the rocket. Which pushes Julian to buy it. And because he pushes Julian to buy it, this is when he gets arrested. You got George Green that is there, and he gets a call. And he's the only one that answered the application for the trailer park supervisor, assistant trailer park supervisor. Now, George Green is a shitty character. A really shitty character in this season. I hate him. However, he has some really good. He does some really good stuff. So, for example, it protects Leahy and Brandy, who are scared of Julian. And it gives us a good glimpse of if George was a trailer park supervisor, how different would the show would be. But it's also good because he pushes Leahy about like a cop again. And he pushes Leahy, he's like, "You're still a cop, you're still a cop, you're still a cop." And then Randy, and that he's not a cop, Randy gets pushed around, and Randy asks Leahy to make a choice. It's either him or me, which is normal because George is kind of an asshole. And what's cool here is at the very end, it's like, okay, well, I choose Randy, right? Which I really enjoy. That being said, that's pretty much it. You got Bubbles having his party by himself. There's some chips, there's some sandwiches, some cats peeing in the sandwiches. So Julian buys the rocket, which is kind of cool because he did buy it. And then George get him. George tells him, "Hey, I know what you're doing. I know that you're stealing. You stole for more than 1,000." So in Canada, we have this rule: if you steal for less than 1,000, it is not a criminal. You can be banned from a store, but you cannot get arrested for that. Otherwise, everybody would get arrested. You can steal for 1,000, and if you steal for 1,000 or more, you can get to jail. So they're coming back. Then you got the rock piler saying, "Bubbles, come with us." You have a surprise party, so they give him a space jumpsuit, which reminds us there's a whole party for Bubbles, which is really sweet because everybody's there, everybody, right? And what is really sweet is we remind ourselves of season 5, episode 5, when the boys
Thank you. Everybody's here.
they have this party for Bubbles.
Oh, I'm not sure. It's supposed to be here long ago. Hope the fuck he's not.
Julian's not there, so he get arrested. Ricky thinks that he got killed, which is fucking funny because it is Ricky. And that is pretty much it. So Ricky needs to find some money. So George give him a choice. Either you pay me back, or you're arrested. So he goes to bully Randy and Leahy, but then you got George, and George is there to protect him, right? Which is fucking funny.
Fucking money! Oh, fuck. It happened, does it?
Okay. You got the boys doing this lunch. Julian is fucking there finally, which is good. They do the lunch, which is a rocket. What ended up happening with the rocket is it hits Steve Roger helicopter, which is a terrorist attack. It is funny, yes. Was it purposeful? Not really. You got once again, they're arrested. You got the same cop, which is also Ted.
It's probably your balls, Ted. When was the last time you showered?
Where are you boys coming from, anyway?
I love that it's Ted. And Ted doesn't think it's dead because showing a missile is too much for the boys. He know that they're shitty people, but he doesn't think they're gonna be this shitty. So they hit the chopper of Steve Roger, which they think is a terrorist attack. It's kind of cool because possibly culturally speaking, there was something that happened. You got Corey and Jacob who are trying to fight. You got Trinity that's worried. We have the news how Steve Roger was injured and is going to hospital. He survived, which is good. But still, now they're looking for people. They're really, really looking for people. Now the police come and Bubbles like, "Yo, we didn't do nothing." What happened is Julian gets arrested, which gets Bubble really, really, really pissed off. And like we have to save Julian, right? And he's mad because Julian kind of lied and said, "Hey, I was going legit," and he didn't go legit. So he's pissed at Julian, but not pissed enough to say like you deserve to be in jail. So we have fais-moi ta petite blé. Let me touch the money. So we have Marguerite still being pissed at Ricky, which is kind of cool because it pushes so this is technically the climax of the whole Ricky as a handyman thing. He employs Jacob and Corey. They ended up fucking up and going under the trailer. They go under the trailer, they find some mushrooms, and because they find some mushrooms, they're able to get high. And this is how Ricky finds the mushroom. He doesn't look under the trailer. It's Corey and Jacob that finds it. So all credits due to Corey and Jacob. Playing the tower won't be long. Give me a sec. We're back. Okay, cool. So we have this. We have Julian was in jail. Who doesn't know? Julian is pissed to be in jail because it sucks. But it's shittier because Julian is alone. So it's not like everybody is what should we call it? It's not like everybody's in jail and it's a good time. Steinberg comes back in, and Steinberg is being an asshole. The boys cannot pay him, so because they cannot pay him, they're like, oops, I died. Steinberg is like, because they can't pay him, they abandon the guy. The problem here, it's not a big problem, it's a kind of like a problem, is that they need to get money. So then they go to George to say, "You lied, George, lie." George said, "I'll lie for 5,000." So now they owe 13,000. So what they need, right? They go to Leahy and Ricky because Leahy and Randy, because they know that Leahy and Randy owe Julian some money. So it's like, okay, well, he's in jail. You have to save him. Come on. They go in. At the end, it's George that is there to protect them once again. The Ricky and Bubbles ask the whole park to help them. So the whole park gives some things that they can pawn, which is kind of freaking cool. But they don't get next to anything. They get enough to sell it. You got Julian complaining about jail and how hard it is. With the pawn shop is the one we saw in season 8. So it's kind of cool that you're using the same character. We see Pencil Cup, which is kind of cool. At the end, what they end up doing is they end up having enough cash to buy it, but they have to sell the 3 cars. So the pawn shop of Julian and the Green Bastard car. So Bubbles like, I don't know if I should, and then Rick is like, you should. It's for Julian. And that is pretty much it. They go back just to get arrested by somebody. They get ambushed by somebody. It's George Green. He got a gun, and it's fucking stupid because if the boy saw the gun, he had the same gun. Like, hey, I saw this gun this morning. This is George Green. So George stopped them to get a cash. We have Kenneth being back, and Kenneth, she's with Julian, and Julian's like, yo, you look good. And Kenneth and Julian, they used to date together, right? And then Julian's like, yo, you look good, and Kenneth's like, I can't believe you're still a criminal. That's fucking suck, right? So they go into the courtroom. Steinberg betrays them because he doesn't have the money. Then it ends up being Ricky who goes in and talk about the whole thing. The funniest thing is here, Ricky calls George, what is his name of the guy? Gary. He calls Gary. He says he's had a consumption problem. He says that Julian did such a good job. He felt that his job was threatened. He feels like the whole he sold the thing because he needed money for his drug habits. So they push the whole thing upon Gary. Now it's kind of cool, but at the same time it's shitty because we saw this at this point. There's 12th season. We possibly saw this 11th time of Ricky lying to the cops or Ricky lying to the police. The same thing. Ricky lying to the court or Ricky lying. Then Candace, she's like, I wasn't aware of that. So what happened is the lawyer that was supposed to be there got caught with cocaine, so he wasn't able. So Candace was giving the court case to the case. She didn't have time to prepare for it. So then Julian gets free from prison, which is good. Candace like, yeah, we should cheese other. Which the whole thing could have been to meet Candace, and I would have been okay with it. So then Leahy and Randy are worried because the boys are coming a lot more. They're coming almost every fucking day to get some money. So now George's like, we need to defend ourselves. Marguerite is like, yo, you need to fix this, you need to fix this, you need to fix this. This is where we found the mushroom, and this is, he has a whole fucking mushroom farm. So like, okay, well, there's a lot more mushroom than I thought. And that's pretty much it. So, again, not the most interesting thing, but kind of entertaining. It's entertaining when you know, it's entertaining and a background thing. Now what I'm going to do is, I'm going to check out one thing. If I have my TikTok show, I'm going to be watching my TikTok show. Otherwise, we're going to be doing the finishing. We are at season 12, episode 7. So we're going to have 7, 8, 9, 10 to do, which is not a lot. And that's pretty much it. Thanks for watching. I love you guys. Take it easy. Peace. Now, do I have something there? I don't know if I have something there. There you go. I think I wasn't recording. Shit. I think I wasn't recording. Holy. Whoopsies. Okay, let's continue. Dominic, yes, welcome to part 2 of our season 12 Trailer Park Boy review. Fuck it. I know I said I was gonna do something else. Fuck it. I want to finish this. Okay, not true. I couldn't finish the first thing because there's no TikTok show tonight. We have a little snacks. I'm super hungry. One thing that I had today was a bunch of rice. But the rice was really good though. We're having Quest birthday cake. Mmm. Mmm. Really good. Mmm. 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 Oh. Yeah, I've been missing some content. I've been recording for 50 minutes. Not a big deal, but still.
I think this is the final.
So we have the big hawk. It's really, really, really cool because Bubbles, the whole sit was talking about how he wanted to do some different variation. First, you can buy, this is Freedom 25. So they're testing, and it's really nice.
Two best friends, two best business partners.
The first to taste it is Ricky and Julian.
Let this be the final one here, Ricky. It's pretty clear, man. Oh, it's clear. It's clear. It's bottle's looking good.
Mmm.
Try it out.
I'm excited.
Fuck, that's smooth, man.
Really?
Delicious.
This is still like they're trying to sell the beer. Nothing. This is not true. Technically, they had an expert brewer that helped them. So this is the cool thing with the Trailer Park Boys. They made some contact over the years. And a lot of contact, and it's one of them. So they have this almost celebrity brewer that's telling you. He hired them. You got Ricky, who was like, yeah, I would rather sell the mushroom that I have if I'm helping Bubble. It's kind of cool that I'm working legit. And she said it's actually cool that I'm working legit. Yeah, Julian who was hired was also happy. The two of them doesn't have to commit crime. Now the cool thing here is Julian stopped making crime. So it wasn't like, oh, I found a job just like at a security store, security for the mall, and I continue. The really cool thing is they're trying to find a name. They end up on Freedom 25. There's a really, really, really emotional moments at season episode 12, I think, episode 10. Season 12, episode 10. These are really emotional moments that made me cry yesterday. Not cry, but tear up at least. So now they're finding the name Freedom 35. Julian had made some hats, some clothes. So it looks very, very professional. Once again, it does feel like it's to sell the beer, but if it is to sell the beer, go ahead. I would rather you tell us, hey, we're selling this beer, that you pretend like it's a narrative. So the boys are excited. They're super, super excited. Julian is in charge of the cell. He has a huge shell with freaking Big Ox. Big Ox is the representative of the Legion. Now the cool thing with the Legion is been introduced many years ago. I have a Legion next to my house. Very close. When I say next, I mean I'll just walk in.
We're never going back to the track again. If you go back to the track, you're gonna lose. At the horses and me, Mr. Lane.
Oh.
Kettle. I took the liberty.
So now, what happened is, George used the money from the boys to buy a drone, to buy some walkie-talkies. You know, if he comes in and wearing gift. It is really when they start to want to capture the boys. So it's not really clear as to why George might have a vendetta towards the boys. It might be to be reinstated as a police officer, or just to be a good trailer park supervisor, I guess. But it's really cool. And what is even cooler here is you see Randy drinking the beer. So you got Reggie who's asking for a bottle because there's a problem, but they don't have bottle to do it. Now this is revealed that Ricky has been selling some mushroom in the back seat. Now behind the scene, it's cool because yes, we know that Ricky has been selling some mushroom, and but even mentioned as sells mushroom here and there. Now Reggie was like, "Yo, I get some a customer that's willing to pay top yen," and Ricky is too fucked to know what's a yen. Like, yeah, what? So that's actually funny. They do a bottle run. Now the funny thing is they do a bottle run, but once again the bottle that they get is Green Bastard. It's like, where did they get these bottles? Because Bubble has been selling only to the park. So it does really feel like it's to it really does feel like it's to what should we call it? To sell the product. And
Okay, buddy.
I don't really care. I don't really care because, again, I understand why they do it, but it feels like a lot.
Perhaps not those steps all crooked. You went down like the 10 chocolate layer cakes guy from Sesame Street.
So Ricky gets injured. So we had the bottle, and they had to clean them.
Still bleeding, Dad.
Okay. I want to know if there's a purpose for that.
Hey, word on the street.
I don't think there's a purpose for that. They get the bottle for it full of maggots of cigarettes and liquor and bud, cigarettes, buds, and I don't remember what it is. It's been since yesterday, but see, when it comes to beers, like I talk about beer for so long, we just did an hour video on the beer, so that's enough. We got Jimmy Beans coming back with fucking Dennis and what was the name of the other guy? It was the two brothers. You know the two brothers, the Flappy Bird brother? Dennis and whom?
It's very deal with us now.
Dennis and whom?
Just fucking listen to me. Bunch. We'd be real interested in.
Okay.
Hey, word on the street, man, is your.
I don't remember the name. This is how much I'm done with Trailer Park Boys. But we did 2 seasons in 2 weeks.
Hey, Ricky. I'm not no fucking see, man. What's with that band-aid? Getting ready to bring up your ass. Hey, word on the
Okay.
street, man, is you're sitting on Bunch. He's alive. And we want to make him have a deal with the.
Okay. It's not a big deal, but I forgot the name. Basically, we got the two Flappy brothers are with Tommy. This is kind of confirmed that Cyrus is not part of it because Cyrus would be part of it. They have connection into Japan because they're Japanese, and they have connection to the Japanese mafia. So they want to sell the shroom. So then Reggie told the boys, "Hey, Ricky got some good shrooms, so they want to buy the shrooms." Then Ricky promised to keep it down low. So this is one of the boys to know. So then he doesn't tell anybody that he has the shrooms. So when they come in and said, "Yo, Reggie lied," that's why they're pissed. And then it's funny because Tommy thinks that Ricky lied, which he did. Because of that, they're gonna end up in a car chase, which is it's kind of nice. So we have the old explication of what's a drone and the phones, which is cool because yes, the Trailer Park Boys is an old show, but this is more recent season, so they're getting with the time. Ricky tells Julian I have the mushrooms, which is a big betrayal for Bubbles and doesn't know what to do. Ricky ends up feeling good. They end up taking the boxes of beers to the Legion. They get shot at, which is fucking Tommy Bean, and saying, "Yo, you owe us, give us the fucking shroomies. It's bottle of beers, right?" So it's super funny because, again, it's them not trusting, and then Bubbles should know like something is up, right? Something is up. So there's a lot of the beers that are fucking broken. You go to the Legion, and you got Big Ox, which is this guy. Big Ox says, "Why the fuck does these beers shut up?"
These fuck guys said it was Big Cock. Where the fuck did you get a nickname like that? I understand it was Big Cock.
Big Cock.
Back or whatever.
Yeah, but understand.
You name yourself, Big Cock. What do you got? A set of wings hiding there on your shirt?
So see, not the most interesting thing ever, but it's still fun. Legions are a place for veterans, so it's they're small. I wouldn't say bar, but they're small like clubhouse, if you will, for veterans to go there. So they go in there just chilling. They tell war story. The one next to my house, there's a couple of people that goes there, but it's a huge building and there's not a lot. There's some dart tournament though. There's some dart tournaments which are pretty fucking nice. You got Bubbles mad at Ricky for the shrooms.
What is the fucking point?
Well, I guess the fucking point is that I promised you I wasn't gonna break the law, and I did. But I thought that because it was for fucking
Gross and shit, yeah.
and that makes this economy
So at least he admits it because now the bottle shut up, and it does feel like Ricky would have not told the truth if it wasn't for the beer. I'm sorry if I'm trying to do it quick. I'm just done with Trailer Park Boys. Again, we did 130 hours of content in last 2 weeks. You want to marry me? So it's really cool because now they're unboxing the material, which is kind of like a case that, hey, we're doing more than that. Big Hawks wants more. Everybody wants more. So we are having more machinery. Got Candace and Julian, which is the kind of the reveal that they're dating. Want to go on a date? Susan and Ricky are like, "Yo, why we should go on a date too?" But Susan comes in and they're fighting already. So this episode feels a bit odd because it doesn't serve a huge purposes. You got a Big Ox coming in. Big Ox coming in is actually a huge purpose. So Big Ox coming in and said, "Can I talk to Bubble, please? I have a huge order for him." So because he has a huge order, he goes to Leahy. Now this is where the story gets crooked. We don't know if it wasn't for George, if it wasn't only Leahy, Leahy, he wanted to help Bubbles. So the whole thing is Randy. Randy's like, Bubbles and the boys are legit. Let's help them. There's not a lot of crime here. We could be helping them. We could be working for the betterment of Sunnyvale, which is what the word that he used, and I love it. And he has a lot of order, which means that the business is legit.
Look, guy, driving around the park.
Look at this. Look at this.
Wanted to buy some fucking beer, Randy. Is that not shit busy enough for you? Jeez, Mr. Lee, maybe he was just trying to buy some more beer. Did you ever think of that? George is getting you all worked up. Those boys have been keeping their noses clean.
This is really good.
Shit encrusted noses ever since they were the size of a shit pillar, Randy. And what about the fucking gunfight? What about that, huh? They were protecting themselves, Randy. What are you trying to tell me? I think we should bury the hatchet, Mr. Lee. What? Maybe try to work with those guys. Work with them. Are you nuts?
This is the whole purpose of Leahy and Randy. See, I'm gonna be annoying. I'm gonna be very annoying. My favorite season of the old one was the 6th. Why? Because Randy and Leahy fucking do peace with the boys. What are we doing here? We're doing fucking peace with the boys. So then Randy's like, George is too much in your head. So they go to see the boys. Leahy and Randy go to the boys. They go to see Bubbles, and at first they're like, "Hey, I want to see if you're legit." So then they're kind of like not necessarily undercover work, but they're trying to figure out what's up. So Randy started to drink the beer.
Holy frick, that's amazing. Try, Mr. Lee. That's fucking 100% my recipe with the boys, and that is heart and soul.
It's good, isn't it, Mr. Lee? Pleasantly surprising, isn't it? Extremely good beer, Bubbles.
I know it is. Can we buy a couple cases off you? If you got money, Randy, I'll take your fucking money all day, baby.
$80.
Change though, 2 cases right there, just bought. So is that all you want? Come down here and snoop around?
I want to see if that's the one that said betterment of society of.
We wanted to come down here and bury
Good.
for all and have a fresh start with you guys. Right.
Well, that would be actually really cool, Randy. If
See?
I believed you, but I don't.
We want everyone working together for the betterment of Sunnyvale as a team.
Well, I've always been for the fucking betterment of Sunnyvale, Randy. You know that.
That's true. Okay, well, if you're going to do this big beer deal with Big Hawk, I was thinking that if we're all going to need... Now, let me finish, Mr. Leahy. We're going to need more space. And that's something that Mr. Leahy and I can easily arrange through bars.
So the problem is Randy kind of gave up the information that he had, information for Big Hawk. So why is that important? Well, it's only important because now Bubbles can think, oh, they smelled money, they want to come after me. So this is the only reason as to why this is kind of weird. But the Batman of Sunnyvale, this is actually pretty good. And the funny thing is, Randy and Leahy, they want to do this deal. Then Bubbles like, no, shield up. He calls Bubbles and Ricky, and it's like, yo, there's something I need to talk to you guys about. But they go to the Chinese buffet, which Ray, Ricky's father, said, if you like a woman, bring her to the Chinese buffet. So that's actually really sweet. We got the whole thing, which is Candace asking Julian to marry her. It's a really sweet scene. And then Leahy and Randy, they're fighting against. He said, we fucked it up. And then Leahy's like, you know that he doesn't want to do peace with us. And Randy's like, no, we need peace. So we got the wedding. There's a really cool scene. Wait a second.
You know what? Started an honest business and they're doing pretty freaking good at
See?
it. It's lipstick on a shit pig, Randy.
Leahy still think that they're not legit. Right? But I like Randy this one. So then George hears about this and George files in a complaint, which is something that's horrible. George, it's nuts because we're seeing George influence on Ricky, on Leahy. You're seeing that George is really the one pushing the Leahy characters, really pushing the cop character. So it's nuts because Randy is right. Randy is right and saying that if it wasn't for George, maybe it would be a good thing. But then, if the boys were doing something wrong, George would be the one that says, see, Leahy isn't able to see the boys as being honest. And so isn't George. George isn't willing to see the boys as honest. So then the fact that he has his guard up is actually cool. However, George does something like I said, he ends up snitching on Bubbles, which gets him shut down by the by the city. So Big Hawk said, "I love the beer." He goes to see Bubbles. He said, "I want you guys to have 60 cases. This is huge." You got the voice of the city that tells him that this is a zoning issue because Sunnyvale isn't a commercial place. You cannot own a business there. So basically, Bubbles by having this business as kind of like his home, he doesn't have to pay certain taxes. But this is actually really cool. This is one of my favorites. I'm going to be showing you the whole scene because again, we got episode 8. We got 2 more episodes. Well, 2 more, and that's it. So I want to show you this. This is actually really fun.
This is a pretty elaborate setup. Surprised we just had one complaint.
One complaint.
Fucking notice? One complaint you had, eh? Yeah, I fucking wonder who that was.
Just for a second, guys. I know it's gonna be weird, but look, this is my favorite scene.
Couldn't fucking leave
I love this.
Come fucking me out, didn't you?
I don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
Oh yeah, you don't know what you're talking about. You called the fucking city and had my whole business shut down. Miserable prick.
Wasn't me, Bubbles.
I love this scene.
Talking to, Bubbles? I don't know, some lizardy looking little fuck. Huggins or Duggins or something.
Oh, Ryan do anybody Douglas. I know him well.
Oh, big surprise. You know the fucking big mean guy from the city.
Listen,
This is George.
you just take a call.
Oh yeah,
He's trying to bribe or blackmail Bubbles.
Make everything better?
Yeah, I will. But it'll cost you.
Yeah, what's it gonna cost me?
Well, the only way I see the city going forward is our names are attached to it. Mine. Yeah.
Fucking greasy.
That's fucking fair, do you? Just fucking come in, take part of my fucking heart and soul for doing fucking nothing? I don't fucking think so, baby.
I actually like this scene a lot.
I am willing to make all your dreams happen for just a small little
I promise I'm gonna steer the old shit straight, Bubbles. No fucking bullshit. All you have to do is just team up with us.
So this is kind of.
Get your fucking greasy hands off me, you fuck
But this is the only way.
Make your fucking
You see, look at Randy.
be a Billy. All I have to do is just
I've got
sign it
hundreds
right
of
in the
contacts
fucking
for
hand.
my days off.
Look at Randy. Randy's a hero here.
Leave him alone.
Get your fucking greasy hands off me, you fucking humpback shit whale! You wanna fucking go?
I'll go.
Come on, let's fucking
Take
go!
your pants off right now.
Come on, right now, let's go! I'm not signing anything, everybody just shut the fuck up!
Randy was trying to be a good friend to Bubbles. Oop.
These are your options, Bubbles.
This is important. This is. So basically, Bubbles takes the contract and yeah,
No fucking business. And still have my fucking friends.
this is good. Look at this. Look at this.
Hey, Randy, I knocked your burger here. Sorry, here. Have another one. I'm sorry about that.
Break off. Break off. This is good, dude. So yeah, so it's kind of a shit show, and he just had a contract with Shithawk. Then he come back, and then he's married. Julian's married. Ricky is married. He's getting married. So and oh shit, the phone got too hot. Okay, so let's do this instead.
Je suis présentement au IGA. On va tester 2 bols.
Écoutez, je croyais que c'était une joke, là. Je m'attendais à ce qu'on me dise on vous
Chantal.
berne depuis tantôt, c'est une joke. On a notre réalisateur qui s'en va à la retraite, notre producteur. On voulait lui faire vivre un moment de télévision gênant. Je vous le fais entendre. C'est sur nos champions de LCN. On écoute ça.
Oh my god. Don't blink, it's your boy. Welcome to the Computer Show. You guys are doing well because they're having a wonderful day. Sorry about this. This is part 3. My phone overheated, which is okay. It happens, right? So we're still chilling to the Park Boys. We're still at season 12, episode 8. We just had Bubbles being intimidated by Leahy and Jordan. I'm not gonna say Randy because Randy was pretty cool. So Julian and Candace are gonna get married, and because Julian and Candace are gonna get married, It's so fucking funny. This is really, really, really good. Because the two guys are gonna get married. Bubbles is like, I can't tell them baddies because I'm gonna ruin the day. But then at the same time, Bubbles was kind of the main part of the beginning. It's like in the beginning, it's saying you guys need to figure your shit out. And that's a cool thing because by saying this, you need to figure your shit out. They're like, what if they did? What if they did? When they get up marry? See, the two of them, they're working for Bubbles, so their job is something that they have, which feels a bit bad because why? If you were had to hire the boys, why would you tell the boys to find a job, right? But then they get married, which is the emotional aspect of what Bubbles talking about. So we have some what is it called? I don't remember what the episode name is. Did you tell me the episode or what? Demon one? Angels shit sent down from Jesus God. Yeah, that's a good one. So the boys are super worried about that. I love this thing.
Ricky and Julian, where they're going to be.
I love this. This is my favorite scene.
Well, my
Look at the
back's
shit.
up against the wall, but I'm not giving up on my beer business. No fucking way. I already proved that it can sell and that people love it. I just have to
Facts.
figure out a way to do it outside of the park. I mean, I don't understand everything about zoning laws and all the legalities, so I'm going to go get some advice from somebody that knows what they're talking about so I can do
So this is super important.
This is about my
This is
future.
Bubbles taking care of business and
Really
Bubbles
start
being in
thinking
the
about
charge,
that
you know?
now, especially with Ricky and Julian, where they're going to be capped, man.
I love this. So he goes to Halifax. He goes to Halifax Beer, which is, it's not super important for me because I don't live in Halifax, but this is kind of the boys are based in Halifax. So Bubbles gets to a meeting. Turns out that the guy who was in charge of the Halifax Beer Company knew the Freedom 35. So like, yo, I want to do you a deal. And Bubbles has this amazing deal where he's super excited. It's like, I'll go 50-50 on you for the first batch. So this is actually pretty cool. What they do is they offer you like to sell your product. They'll say we'll go 50-50 on your first batch. If you can prove, because it already proved that the guys like it. If you can prove that you can sell it. So it's so fucking complex. So yes, Bubble did sell the beer, right? Bubble did sell the beer and sold a lot of the beer. But he sold it from people from the park that are not gonna be demographic. So demographically, so it's a product. You see all of those chips, all of those Monster, all of those energy drinks. They have this limited edition, right? It was if it could sell. So Halifax Beer is like, I don't know how much it can sell. And yes, he sold a lot to Big Ock with a 200 case. But Big Ock is one customer. It doesn't have a billion customer. So Halifax is like, we're willing to help you out to produce your beer, but you have to prove that it sells. If it sells, we'll take care of the whole thing. If it doesn't sell, well, at least we'll have help you a little bit. And it's a super fair thing. It's like, it's dividing the risk, which is super normal in business. So we got the 50,000. They need 50,000, which they think the first batch is gonna cost 100,000 to produce. So they need the cash, and now they don't have the cash. So then Ricky's the one that has the cash. He says, if we can harvest a mushroom, we'll take care of everything. So the first thing that they do is they go against Leahy and Randy. Now the sad thing about this is, I don't know if Bubble told them about the problem, how they got roped into the whole thing, which is kind of shitty. But then, if it wasn't for Leahy and Randy, they wouldn't have the problem. And if they wasn't have the problem, they would have to Halifax Beer. And if they didn't go up to Halifax Beer, it would still be this small company. So now it's kind of cool. I really enjoy that because you got some Ricky and Julian moments. And I don't know if you noticed, but we didn't have a Ricky and Julian moment since fucking season 2 or 3. See, so they get along, and it's like, what do we? It's not talking shit about Bubbles. Like, what we're supposed to do.
Bubbles is onto something here, man. Oh, I told you, there is a way to make this happen. Okay, what is it, for fuck's sakes?
They mushroom them.
Just hear me out.
Yeah, the mushrooms. So he does a crowdfunding, and this scene is super important.
Fucking around, but I just Indiegogo campaign all live and launched. So now we just let the fucking money start rolling.
So you see
in on
this
that
picture?
front.
This picture is the promotional material that they use for the season promotion. So when they were coming out with season 12, they used this picture as a they use this picture to promote. Now the cool thing is Bubbles going around the park and says, "Hey, if you owe me money, you owe me money." Now the cool thing with that is whenever they have a problem, they don't with law fees. So that's what we saw in season 8. So then Bubbles Julian tells Bubbles, "Yo, I need to sell the mushroom, and if we can do that, we're good." So Bubbles not okay with it, and they're like, "Yo, this is the very last we have to do. This is the very, very last time we'll have to commit a crime." So then George comes after, he goes back, and he says, "Look at this. This place is a fucking mess. What happened?"
They asked if they could have the papers for the fucking trailer and for the car. Seems that Julian is in fucking need of some quick cash, and he told me he's gonna send Ricky over every fucking morning and destroy our fucking place.
Those guys better fuck off. You're not coming up with or giving them anything. What, we're supposed to just let them come in here and smash our shit up every day? Jesus, you're stupid, Randy. Just fuck off, go eat yourself to death. Jim and I will handle it.
This is the most important part. Because George has been treating Leahy like George has been treating Randy like shit. Now, I think the only reason why George is treating Leahy correctly is because he needs Leahy. I never realized that, but George would have been a really good villain. So they go in. He's gonna sell through Reggie. He has the Japanese mafia. Again, through Tommy Gunn, and if he can sell that, they'll get like $3 a gram. I don't know how many grams they have, but that could be all the money they needed. So they ask everybody to pick up the mushrooms, then they'll give mushrooms to the whole thing. This is when we see that they're using the drone. Now, again, the cool thing here is you showed me. See. It was just a piece of because we ate ramen today. That's the cool thing. The cool thing is you show me that you bought the drone, so it's not like, oh, this drone appeared out of nowhere. And then the boys shoot the drone, and then this is bad because this is committed crime. But then Randy's like, leave them alone. The only reason they committed crime is because you attacked them. If you didn't send the drone, they would have not shot the drone. So then George treat Randy like shit, and then. Randy's like, you choose between him or me, and Leahy in the end he choose Randy, which is great. George goes after Ricky and it's like, yo, what are you trying to do? The both are trying to sell the mushroom and it's too much of a risk. So then it's so funny because Ricky's like, yo, it's like because Ricky's like, I need to sell the mushroom. And then Julian's like, no, I'm not fucking selling the mushroom because this is too much. Because they have like 40 grams of it. They have a tree, it's 40 gram and it's 3,000 per gram. So that's 120 grand. And it needs 50,000, so that's good. So then it's funny because George called the police. And the funniest thing here is the police mistakes Ricky for Jean Paul Cormier. Jean Paul Cormier is a Canadian musician that also was part of the show. The cool thing about that is they have a podcast episode, right? And the podcast episode is with Jean Paul Cormier. And then Ricky's like, people have been mistaking me for Jean Paul Cormier. And then Jean Paul's like, who? It's like, oh, so different people. That's really fucking funny. That's really, really nice. So then the police is not against him because he shot the drone up and said fuck the drone. Everyone wants to go in the trunk, and then the trunk is the mushroom, so they ended up with a police chase, which is, again, cool. They get away. The police shot the radiator, so they have to go dress on foot. Now the problem is they have this dog, so they sealed another car, and they sealed another car to get to the business deal. So this is they sell everything. It's kind of cool because this is for the first time you got Tommy that didn't fuck over the boys. So that was really fucking cool. So the deal is good. So they have the one that's needed and everything. So now you have Leahy. who comes in clean and said, "Hey, I had the cash to pay you back. I didn't want to pay you back. I'm sorry." So then Julian's like, "You know what, Leahy? I'm gonna get married, bro. I'm gonna be retired. I forgive you." And this is truly how the boys they make peace with Leahy and Randy, which is great. We want them to be at peace. And finally, ladies and gentlemen, finally, we have the finale. See, this is cool because you got the boys chilling with Leahy and Randy, and there's no fighting. We don't need fighting. We like all of these people, right? So now we got the finale, which is... This is sad. If I had to redo this, I wouldn't do the 12 season in a row. That's a lot because right now I'm trying to get through it, and I don't feel like I'm doing the best of jobs. But still, I'm fucking fucked out of her fucking mind. So now they have this party, and this is what I wanted to see from the get-go. This is what I wanted to get from the get-go. So look at this. This is all the people from the park, and Bubbles like, "Yo, we got a big celebration. Everybody's invited." So now they sell everything. They have this car for the Freedom 35, which is really cool. If it wasn't for the fact that after the season we'll never see it again, right? Leahy's like, the boys are really turned a corner. I'm proud of them. Everybody's celebrating. Everybody's drinking the Freedom 35, which again is a cool plot to sell Freedom 35. We got Tommy gone and the boy got arrested. They sold whom? They sold Julian and Ricky out, right? For this. Now you got the whole party, and it's cool because you see the dark room, right? And then Julian said this is the Dexter room for killing, which you remember in season 8 when he had the doll, it was from Dexter. So this is pushing the idea that Bubble is a fan of Dexter because Bubble writes a lot of shit. So they have picture and footage from the olden days when the boys were young and Leahy was young. Now they've always been rascals, so it's a good time. They want to have stag party, so they go out. There's a funny moment from Susan, and it's really fucking funny. And June is like to Kenneth, like, "I promise you, I won't touch any strippers." And then Kenneth's like, no, have fun. It's your stag party. I trust you. And now because of that, Susan's like, "I hope you don't fucking touch any strippers, Ricky." And it's like, "No, you're the only girl I want to bang." And she tells him, if I see you touching another woman, I'll have a pair of cocks per pockets. So it's look at this. It's a stag party. For Ricky's stag is strippers that are greasy. I love that. Look at this.
Well, if you touch any strippers, you come home, I'm gonna have a cock in each pocket.
I'm gonna have a cock in each pocket. I love that. This is so fucking funny because it's coming from Susan. And again, they're fighting, which is cool. The boys, they go in and talk about how cool this car is. The car ride is actually phenomenal because it's like the realization that we finally made it. Talking about 90 grand a year, which is 30 grand a year, which is enough for the boys. So you got the bachelorette party. So you got Susan saying sorry to Sarah, which is really cool. You got Barb. You got people fucking everybody. Like, "Oh, we all fuck Ricky." And Susan being chill with, right? You said this was weird. So it's a stag party. This is the moment I want to talk about. For the bachelor party, it's cool, but it's not great because you introduce someone like Suzanne last season. I like the character of Suzanne, but she's introduced way too late. You know what I mean?
Yes, sir, I can be there. Yeah, there's a really big case.
So this is the most important part. So they go there and they skip this quarry because it's supposed to be part of the quarry. So then they go further and you see the moment.
Have fun, Duncan.
Okay, this is super important.
Grab a seat, boys.
What the fuck are we doing here? Isn't there food at the pit?
So this is the exact same place as season 2. Season 2 and how they were talking about the Freedom 35 and Bubbles take them back because it was a big moment. So what I did was when I was watching that yesterday, I went back to season 2 and it's the exact same fucking place. Again, they have to push the Freedom 35 as a beer. The boys having their own beer is actually kind of fucking mental. We have the party, which is really, really, really cool. A lot of people from the park are there. And in a fucked up way. There's a lot more male characters in Trailer Park Boys. A lot more of the story that goes down here. We have everybody they gotta do. That's all I say. Please don't forget. All my friends are even.
C'est ça que je disais à mon chat. Je disais, la plus grande peur de Compostelle, c'est de pas de faire Compostelle. Puis il m'a dit pourquoi? Je dis, ben bro, je suis en Europe, les opportunités vont venir à moi à l'infini. Puis, tu sais, si je commence à faire tout sauf Compostelle, je ne finirai jamais. Ouais. C'est.
Guys, I will be back online.
Pas trop tout le monde ensemble, on est assez pour la fin.
This guy's been on for 2 days now. With this, Jenny Canucks. Trinity. Okay. You're all fucked up. Lonely, I'm so lonely, I'm fucking lonely.
Y'all make some noise for our names, Ricky and Julian, y'all. All right, look at the size of that fucker. This little bitch into my lungs. That's good.
I'm Kim. I'm 50 years old. I'm from San Diego, California. My love life is actually making me pretty happy right now. It's the craziest thing to think that I would fall in love with like a singer slash rapper guy. I am listening to Usman Umar, aka Soulja Boy.
What's up, squad? Back at it with another 90-day fiasco disaster. I mean, what can I say? No introduction needed. Straight firing. Bang, bang. Today we have Kimberly and, of course, our boy, Soulja Boy, Umar.
That's kind of dope.
Can I just say, marketing genius. Like, man's doing all of this to promote the music, get in club, get his name out. Just strictly business. And it's genius. On the other hand, Kimberly, well, she's here for other reasons.
Actually met him on social media. I messaged him and told him I was a fan, and it happened pretty quick. So we finally decided enough with the phone calls, enough with the video text. It is time for us to meet in person. Yes! And I am beyond excited. How are you guys meeting?
Nope, not a zero zippity zip. There you go, Kimmy. I said 40.
Yes!
Now, according to Kimmy, they dating.
Yes!
But according to Usman, she have potential.
Right now, Usman called me.
There you go, Kimmy. I said,
How are you guys meeting?
nope, not a zero zippity zip. There you go, Kimmy. I said 40.
Yes!
Now, according to Kimmy, they dating.
Yes!
But according to Usman, she have potential.
Right now, Usman calls me his potential.
And you say all right. Potentially wasting your time. This man's probably running a whole care center, whole gray farm, collecting 401ks on a daily basis. I ain't even impressed about it. This man made a whole career out of this. This man's whole career. You know, but so it's gonna hustle. Cheers to that.
Yes!
Anyway, hope decided to meet up in Tanzania for like 2 weeks. Since he was already gonna be there to shoot like a music video. You know, Gimme came with the business. Light hair, red lipstick, got the hookies on, the shirt. My shirt. The ripped jeans, hot chocolate, chewing gum flowers. You're a gunner, bro. You're a gunner. She a gunner. Hey, Jay.
So I'm at the airport, waiting to pick up Usman. Oh my god.
Oh my god. Dude, this is bad. This is bad. Phone overrated again. Do I need to say more? I don't think so. So yeah, like I was saying, it sounds like I literally have less than 10 minutes left. But hey, the problem is we're charging the phone a lot, and because we're charging the phone, it's a bit harder. So we got this stack party. They go to the quarry. There's strippers there. The plan is to just derby racing, which is basically you race around the track and you break each other car, and then you're gonna have dynamite. They're gonna have AK-47 to shoot at the car. It is really, really fucking nice. Of course, Jacob get hurt, which we wish had more of a kind of like an importance, but still. So the boys, Julian end up receiving a call from Kenneth. There's a really good scene there. Who tells them that the Japanese mafia have been arrested and Tommy Beans sold them out. So now we have they're leaving, and the cool part is everybody's in the car. That's important. So Ricky, Julian, Leahy, Randy, Bubbles, Corey, Jacob. So all of them, they're gonna be part of the animated series, and that's pretty much it. However, in season 2, we don't really see them. There's a really cool scene with Steve Roger being okay, which is kind of cool because we want to see that. Apart from that, you got Ricky fucking up and driving into shit, which is super fucking funny. You got the ladies from the park who are watching the whole scene. And that is pretty much it. So they get arrested, and before they get arrested, the first thing that they do is they eat all the mushrooms to hide them. So they don't have mushroom. They do is they eat it. And then when they eat it, they're like, okay, well, guess what? If we eat it, there's no proof. So they do a bunch, they eat a bunch, and they eat so much, which actually is a good plot. Like, I would have not thought about it. Everybody's worried that they're going to go to jail with this. They could go for a long ass time. They end up in prison, and because they end up in prison, the mushroom are starting to have effect. Whereas Steinberg is still a piece of shit. So now that they have this, they all end up being fucking a cartoon character, which is giving us the cartoon characters like moment. Now we're gonna end this video by saying this was a really good season. A great ending. I should have not done the 12 seasons in a row. Oversaturated with Trailer Park Boys. Alright, I want to finish with one scene. I want to finish with this scene. My outro is done. If you wanted to watch the recap, this is it. If you wanted to watch the show, here you are.
Oh, dudes, this is dope. We got dudes. We're fucked. Yeah! Yes!
I love this. This is actually quite important. Look at this. Our memories, our friend, our mentor, our hero, John Sonsworth. 1946, 2017. 79 years old.
You know what the best currency is?
69.
I just thought about this yesterday. The best currency, the most valuable of all, is gratitude. And if when you're dead, you're dead. But you're not quite so dead if you contribute something.
That's it. That's a perfect ending. I love you guys. Take it easy. Peace. We're done with Trailer Park Boys. We're done with Trailer Park Boys. Holy shit. Holy shit, sick. Get some out. Instead of, because there's no match today, so instead of just playing the tower and putting down some clips, my clips of yesterday didn't even upload. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna end it here. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take a quick bath, right? I'm gonna take a quick bath and then just gonna be chilling. I'm just gonna be chilling. I'm thinking I'm gonna be listening to some Kenny vs. Penny, and then I'm gonna go sleep because my day's basically done. Ugh.
Sniper. What a lush. Yo, P, when you got your teeth done, you shaved them down, right? And then they gave you the fake ones? And mine's cracked. Let me see. I'm hearing rumors about this. I'm hearing rumors about this. Hey, it looks worse on the computer. Yeah.
Doesn't make sense to me. These teeth don't crack well. What are you chewing rocks?
Did you see it?
Yeah.
What then? I didn't either.
Alessio. I don't know who that is, bro. Remember, dude.
We got him dropping on triples.
Ouais, Coco, merci. 2 roses.
2 roses. 2 roses, s'il vous plaît, en 50 secondes. On tapote, c'est gratuit. Allô? Salut, ça a l'air d'avoir fait du bien de dormir.
Merci Sunshine Stéphanie pour la rose.
Oui,
Les 5 roses.
pour la rose, merci. On lâche pas, on continue. Regarde nos wins, on a 3 wins, on s'est battu pour les avoir.
Patatas, merci.
Oh, guys,
Tantôt.
Médissa, merci pour la rose. Les gecko, ghetto, en tout cas. Soit 3 guys, et Audrey, merci. Oh! Oh, Galaxy! Oh my god! Shit!
GG, man. On va le chercher, Bouchard-Beau. Il nous a donné ça en objectif big. Il a dit, man, si lui, il est à 15K du ranking. Si on rentre dans le ranking dans la prochaine heure, il lâche le TikTok au fou. Je te dis, mon DJ, on n'a pas le choix. On n'a pas le choix de fou. C'est l'objectif, man. C'est l'objectif, man. Ah, guys, tout le monde ensemble, on est à quoi? 48K. 48K de rentrer dedans. On va te chercher un autre match? On va te chercher un autre match. Ou on le fait comme ça. Ah, il a vraiment dit ça, man. Il est fou, man. Il est fou, raide, man. Juste parce qu'il pense qu'on n'est pas capable, man. Oublie ça, big. Juste parce qu'il pense qu'on n'est pas... Je vous le dis. Il s'appelle du monde qui pitch une galaxie. Tout le monde. En équipe, on est 175. Let's go, la team. Tout le monde ensemble, man.
Ouais, c'est pas rien du monde qui sont plaisants dans le monde. Il y en a qui dansent, pis tout, pis c'est plaisant. T'as le goût de jouer, t'as le goût de danser, c'est plaisant. Mais là, ça ne l'est pas, là. J'ai dit tapoter 30K et plus. Ah, ben merci, man. Des globes, pour vrai, ça paraît, ça monte très vite. Honnêtement, là, genre, ça fait longtemps que j'ai pas vu les likes monter de même. Mettez des cœurs, ceux qui tapotent depuis tout à l'heure. Je vais vous dire un immense merci. Puis on était pas bien loin du ranking, tu sais. Le ranking est rendu haut à cette heure, là. 60 000, tu sais. 60 000, puis nous autres, on a 16 000 à faire pour aller l'atteindre. Il est déjà 11 heures. Je pense pas que j'ai live. Faudrait que je m'autogiffe. C'est ça qu'ils font tous les TikTokers. Puis parole d'honneur, mais je gagerais n'importe quoi, là. Chaillé, Boyardi, Biscuit enragé, 3, 4, Miggy. C'est tout le monde qui s'autogiffe, là. Check Chaillé, hier, il a reçu des Universe par Agency, Pearly Agency. Je sais pas de où ça sortait, man. J'étais même surpris, là. J'étais comme, what the fuck? Mais ok, les agences, ok, ça marche pas vrai. Moi, il y en a plein qui m'ont approché, j'ai tout le temps refusé. Puis là, je me disais, Chris, je n'irai pas avec Pearly, mais je vais aller avec un autre, là, si ça marche vraiment, ces histoires-là. Mais j'avais peur de me faire frauder ou peu importe mon compte, là.
Oh, encore, let's go. Gonna do it, Kenny versus Penny. Kenny versus Penny. Kenny, man. Okay. Fuck up my rib. Okay. Ouch. Nope. Oh, like yeah. Man, because it's empty. Yeah.
welcome back to another video. I hope you all are having.
You know what? Let's do this one.
After the Snow White thing, I'm gonna be up.
I'm never watching this again.
Good morning. We're on a roll. This is video 2.
Let's go back with
Eliminating grays is as easy as doing your hair. With Just for Men Easy Comb and Color. Just twist and comb. Getting natural looking results. Let's get this meeting started. Has never been easier. The most men trust Just for Men.
My God! Okay, it's happening! Everybody stay calm! What's the procedure, everyone? What's the procedure? Stay calm! Wait! Calm down!
My White Sox, welcome back to another video. I hope you all are having a great day today. In our last video, we discussed Rose launching an OnlyFans. She claims that Big Ed subscribed to her OnlyFans. However, that is not the case. Hi, Wet Sock. You talk about me more than my mama. Crying, laughing emoji. The only exposure Big Ed gives me is to his mayonnaise smell hair. Thank you for the free promo. I send you free trial. Okay, clearly from the comment, Rose's Press. Hopefully, I don't talk about you more than your mama, because if so, that's sad. I haven't made a video about Rosemary Vega in about 2 years. And I take no pleasure in being a parrot, repeating myself, but the real victims of these reality TV NPCs' bad behaviors are the children. What did Rose do? She entered a relationship with Big Ed to go on 90 Day Fiance. They both used each other for the fame, for the money, everything that comes with going on one of the most watched reality TV shows in the United States of America. She entered a relationship with someone that looked like the Mucinex man because she assumed he made decent money in the United States. He was going to financially put her and her
How?
on scholarship.
How do you assume that?
Bye, Prince. Come here, can I?
Papi to daddy, say papi to daddy.
Okay.
Okay.
I know you miss your mommy.
Why are you telling your child to call this stranger daddy? You barely know this guy. It's the first time you're meeting in real life. The TLC camera crew is there. And he's doing the most to separate you from your child so that you can have alone time with you and bang your brains out.
You're my best view.
Like I said earlier, I haven't made a dedicated video on Rose in years, and after looking at her content that she's been throwing up there on YouTube, on Instagram, I see why. Because there's a severe lack of effort. You can tell that she put in a lot more effort in her old content than her new content. She is currently fighting with her audience because the majority of her fans find it to be very distasteful that she launched an OnlyFans in the first place, because she's not considering the fact that this is going to result in her child Prince being bullied at school and maybe after school, because kids are mean. So Rose posted this video claiming that Big Ed subscribed to her OnlyFans, but she didn't show the ad because it's not actually Big Ed. She captioned this video, "Yeah, he just hit subscribe on my OnlyFans, mind blown. Guess old flames really do burn the hottest and apparently pay the subscription fee. Want to see what he's getting himself into? Drop Rose VIP in the comments and I'll slide you a cheeky surprise." It's also worth mentioning that on the majority of Rose's posts on Instagram, the comments are limited, and usually you will find comments from her actual fans at the bottom, saying things like, "You don't need to go this route, why are you doing it?" A lot of fans are concerned and worried for her because this goes against the brand that she built. Remember, the brand that she built is, I'm going to work hard and make wholesome videos on YouTube and stay away from the typical 90-day nonsense, which is low IQ money grabs. Having this limiting belief that in order to get a lot of exposure on the internet, she has to rely on 90 Day Fiance and what she was doing with that about 5 years ago. I'm also surprised that Rose offered me a free trial for her OnlyFans and not her subscribers. The
people that have been supporting her for all these years. I don't support her as they do, and they're going to get ripped for $24.99. In the words of Jar Jar Binks, how woo. No wonder Rose's fans feel this disconnect. In addition to losing fans, the ones that actually care enough to give her solid advice are labeled as haters and mocks. Rose claims that Big Ed sent her a $200 tip and commented, "Hey, it's been a while. Let's see them leg hairs one last time." Does that sound like something Big Ed would say? No. It's ridiculous to even assume that this is the real Big Ed. All these years later, after already being inside those walls, you expect us to believe that he's throwing $200 her way on top of $24.99? The subscription price alone is incredibly steep. Rose After Dark, and it looks like a hostage situation. She commented 1 week on OS and you already turned shy little Rose and made me more confident. Fire emoji, rose emoji. Your crazy love makes me brave. Each message, each interaction unwrap a new side of me I never knew I had. Now I can't stop, ... and I don't want to stop. Ready to see how deep the rabbit hole goes? Like and comment Rose VIP so you can step into my private night garden. Yeah, no, judging from her fans' reaction, I don't think they want to step in the night garden. Check out some of these comments. Christy Laveau commented, "I respect everyone's right to make their own choices, and I'm all for body positivity, but a lot of young people follow you, including my little cousin, and it worries me how easily they're exposed to adult content. I've been supporting you from day one, but the direction you're going in is concerning." The fabulous 1220 put it a little more bluntly. She said, "Time to unfollow, shake my head, the thirst is real." Michelle Paradero commented, "What's so brave about selling your body online?" And then Samantha MC commented, "Wow, what a great role model to your son." Kimberly John commented, "I hope when Prince grow up, he won't know what you've been doing now. So sad that you have to do this now." Rose responded, "Do what? But between us, she knows exactly what she's doing." At least you can actually leave a comment. Ed, on the other hand, makes it really difficult to talk shit or leave a funny comment. Bootguard stuck in a funny comment before Ed limited them, though. Is this build achievable without steroids? On a video of Ed doing camera roll, but so jokes. My favorite video on Ed's Instagram, hands down though, is his birthday slideshow. Have you guys seen that? He got a tattoo and then immediately went into the hot tub, which is the opposite of what you're supposed to do. But anyways, the caption is "Love my babies," which is creepy in itself. I've never seen a 60-year-old dude spell love like a 12-year-old girl a woo. It's so ridiculous. I'm still trying to figure out what his new tattoo is of, and the overall theme is just nuts. I mean, none of these tattoos really look like they go together. Look at his unorthodox advertising methods. You guys, he is literally shirtless, smashing the old listing price. At this point, I'm just waiting for Ed to sell you guys an online course on how to be a ripped up real estate mogul.
I've been taking boxing lessons, so that's your head.
Meet Edward Allen Brown, also known as Big Ed, a real estate agent with over 25 years of design and sales experience, holding a bachelor's degree in interior design and a master's in architecture. Ed has honed his craft through extensive training in Germany, Europe, and across the United States, specializing in kitchen and bath design. What? Ed used to be a photographer in San Diego, so I feel like that guy from The Ringer that's like, when the fuck did we get ice cream? Because when did this little guy live in Germany? Also, can't you just say Europe? Why do you have to specify Germany, comma, Europe? I just...
A condom balloon.
Throughout his career, Ed has had the privilege of working with high-profile clients on condo and residential renovations in Southern California. But his commitment extends beyond his professional life. He also served as the vice president of the Friends of Madre Berenice, a nonprofit organization dedicated to helping an orphanage in Ecuador. Now back in his hometown as a 1984 graduate of Bentonville High School, he is excited to provide top-tier customer service to his local clients. Sorry guys, I contacted the network and it looks like we're not going to be getting that Big Ed horror film like we were promised, so instead we're going to review his antics on that show 90 Day Diaries, the show where the creatures on 90 Day Fiancé and the spin-offs film themselves, vlog style. Love to see it. So we open up in Bentonville, which is known as the birthplace of Walmart.
I live in Northwest Arkansas, and I'm 59 years young.
So Ed's by his bedside praying and showing off his badass shuriken tattoo. You guys are so jealous. Musashi once said, "Do not regret what you have done." And Big Ed said, "Say less, Musashi. I don't regret anything I've done in my life." He told the audience that growing up, his parents were devout Catholics, and they went to Mass every single Sunday. He continued, "But I stopped talking to God. I thought he was mad at me because he wouldn't give me what I wanted, a wife." Sorry, guys, I can't help but laugh because it's such a ridiculous thing for Ed to say, because God gave him a wife over 30 years ago, and he chose to cheat on that wife while she was pregnant with his daughter.
No, Santa!
Ok. Ah. Ikea.
Procurez-vous les liquigels Advil pour un soulagement rapide et efficace. Surmontez la douleur tenace et la fièvre grâce à la puissance des liquigels Advil. Essayez les liquigels Advil, la puissance liquide pour un soulagement rapide.
Et voici Sarah. Elle fait valoir ses avoirs avec la banque Q. Son compte personnel avec la banque Q lui permet d'aller d'avant sans frais mensuels pour la retenir, alors elle prend toujours une longueur d'avance sur ses finances. Lâche pas Sarah, fais valoir tes avoirs.
But I ask that you come into my heart and you guide me. I feel lost at times, and I don't want to die alone, obviously, but I don't want to be with the wrong woman. So I pray that you reward me with a wonderful, smart woman that can bring me closer to God.
Ed then talks about his trip to the Philippines to meet Rose for the first time. He says walking into the trip, he thought their love would fix just about everything, and he was wrong about that. Ed doesn't go into great detail about his relationship with Rose because he looked like a jackass, so he just hastily moves along to discussing his relationship with Liz. And oh my gosh, you guys, the most aggravating thing happened because Ed turned his entire body to Liz and told the audience that it was love at first sight with her. Sure is aggravating watching NPCs try to rewrite history. No, sir, you treated Liz like one of your many options. 14 breakups speaks for itself. Fast forward, they play a clip of Ed telling Liz that she's not the one in a roundabout way and finally being honest with her about that, yada, yada, yada. The signs were there from the beginning that he didn't treat her with any respect. He really did break up with her in a cowardly way, especially using his family as an excuse during the taco pasta incident. And what about Big Ed's entire segment with Kaori wasn't mentioned, by the way. They just skipped over it because she was brutally honest with Ed about how he rushes into relationships and isn't a genuine person.
I'm back to being single again, and I'm out to find my life partner.
Another pivotal piece of information that was omitted is Liz and Ed's relationship seemed transactional to the majority of the 90 Day Fiancé fans. Let's go back, Sox, to year 2022 when Liz was very, very angry that Ed broke up with her. So what did she do? She called him a groomer in an interview with John Walters, a fellow 90 Day cast member.
And you can just have the final words to tell Ed anything you wanna say to him.
Final words, since you thought it was appropriate to sleep with me after the tell-all bullshit in the fake crap ghosted me. I don't think you deserve another show. I do believe everything that everybody had warned me about you. You're a narcissist, you're a conditioner, you're a groomer. I feel sorry for your sexual assault victim because now I do believe her. You're not a good person. Your friends enable your behavior, and you definitely used me. And everything that I spoke about in this, you know damn well that I have proof to back it up. And I don't care if I were to ever be on TV again. It is not worth anything that you put me through. So.
The dictionary definition of a groomer is when a person builds a relationship with a child, young person, or an adult who's at risk so they can abuse them and manipulate them into doing things. The abuse is usually sexual or financial, but it can also include other illegal acts. Wow, it is beyond scummy to accuse a former partner of being a groomer without presenting any evidence to back it up. I get that people don't like Ed, but even he didn't deserve this from Liz.
Accusations like this ruin people's lives, and from what I've seen, a lot of women that he attracts use him as well. No wonder a lot of Big Ed's family members wanted nothing to do with Liz, because her saying what she said about him in this interview with John, and then doing the most to get back together with Ed when he got back from Mexico, was psychotic behavior.
After Liz and I got back together, a lot of my friends and family didn't understand why.
It's especially irresponsible considering how much she involved her daughter in their mini 90-day segments. I guess in summary, good mothers don't go on the show 90 Day Fiancé or any of the spin-offs. Thanks for coming to my TED Talk.
Let us live our life. You live yours, and just, like I said, you're not going to hurt her anymore. You don't have to worry about her anymore.
Yeah,
It's all that stuff.
she won't hurt me either, so.
Did that go the way you thought it was going to go? Nope.
Ed found an angle that makes him look tall. He opens the door, and it's his mother, Norma. He's excited to visit with his mother, and he's thrilled about the fact that she moved back to Arkansas and lives right down the street. Isn't that great?
So, Mom, how have you been?
Oh, I've been just great. What heaven's sakes is going on with you in Florida?
Oh my God, it's really happening! Oh my God! Oh my God! Big Ed's getting engaged!
The network proceeds to play a flashback of when Ed proposed to a random fan after only knowing her in real life for 24 hours. He met this woman, Portia Raymond, at a Capriati sandwich shop in Florida. Ed had a meet and greet at the sandwich shop, and Portia was creeping hard at him.
So I'm in Florida doing a fundraiser, and this beautiful Italian girl comes in, olive skin, brown hair, brown eyes.
So she showed up to the meet and greet as a fan, wanting to talk to him, perhaps take a picture. And the story is that things just spiraled out of control. Realistically, if you're a fan of Big Ed, and you show up at a Capriati sandwich shop, I would expect you to, first off, before even saying hello to this little guy, you should go up and put in your order because the Philly cheesesteaks do slap. You go talk to Ed for between 5 and 10 minutes, you take a picture, and you leave. How many of you would go to dinner with this creeper and then totally be fine that night after he proposes to you? Was it Big Ed's idea? Probably, because he's still resorting to shock value in order to get a bunch of eyes on him. That's his entire brand, is shocking content without any substance. So I have no doubt in my mind that getting engaged in 24 hours was ultimately his idea, not this woman's. But it is also weird how she went along with it. Big Ed said that he felt sparks with Portia to the point that he fashioned an engagement ring out of a paperclip like a fart-faced kid. Middle schoolers put more effort and their parents' money into relationships than Ed does, and he's a 60-year-old man. Even the way that he kissed Portia was painful to watch, and that hug afterwards, big yikes. I can't imagine how sweaty he was. Whenever I visit my grandmother in Orlando, I'm on 3 shirts a day. Growing up in Vegas, I'm used to the dry heat, not humidity. So I couldn't imagine the goo that would ooze out of Big Ed. He's always trying to save face, and his mom babies the crap out of him. Their relationship kind of reminds me of Cartman and his mom.
So I'm in Florida doing a fundraiser, and this beautiful Italian girl comes in, olive skin, brown.
Language barrier, you know. You know how we do it.
Brown hair, brown eyes.
Ed told Page 6 in an interview published September 19th that it was a fan meet and greet at Capriati's, not a fundraiser. It's also worth mentioning around this time, Ed was promoting multiple new relationships that seemed to end after only one night drinking and making IG videos. Gee, I wonder why.
Well, she walked into the sandwich shop. She was there for the meet and greet with you.
Correct, on a Friday.
You saw her. Was it love at first sight?
It was. Yeah,
Okay.
it was, yeah.
And was it vice versa? She had love at first sight.
Oh, I think so too, because she's like, I know everything about you. I'm a big
Who
fan.
doesn't?
Yeah, I know, right? But usually people that know too much about me, it's not a good thing. It's always a good thing. I'm kidding.
Ed is so weird, Mr. It was love at first sight because she was a fan of mine that knew everything about me. Less than a week after announcing his engagement to Portia, Big Ed and her decided to call it quits.
And then we spent the rest of the evening together. So I was going to extend my trip, but I had to get back. But by the time I had landed Somebody had posted a photograph of us.
Ed said, love is a crazy thing. I did something impulsive. After considering it's too soon, it's not what I really want. Another excuse that Ed threw out there was that Portia was unprepared for the negative publicity that came along with the fake engagement. Ed communicated this to his mother, who just nodded like, sure, Jam. After the Portia engagement incident, Ed promised his fans on Instagram that he was going to remain single for a while and act more mature. So after explaining his relationship with Portia to his mother, Ed invites some of his girlfriends to the house, and by girlfriends I mean girls that are his friends, which is weird because when he said he was inviting friends over, I originally assumed it would be some guys.
Yeah, I have a lot to look forward to. Real estate's going good, and I'm single.
That you are. The only thing you're missing in your life,
I know.
but you know.
He would bang every single one of them if they allowed it. They are friends because they're not interested in him, but he still wants to keep them in his life for some reason. I don't know why his friends are younger women around his daughter's age. It's very sus.
We're gonna send him on a date. We're gonna send him on a date. I like that. I like that.
It's giving creepy uncle energy. Something really random that bothers me about Ed is that he's been living in Arkansas for all this time and still hasn't uploaded a video hunting cool rocks. This might be a random hyperfixation of mine, but here's a wacky idea. Pull some cool rocks out of the earth and film it. I feel like we got gypped because instead of a cool treasure hunting video, we get Ed praying to God like he's asking Santa Claus for the perfect woman.
How the flip is that working out for you?
At least I have hair, PewDiePie.
And we all know that based on Ed's past behavior, he wouldn't know how to treat the perfect woman if she ended up showing up on his doorstep.
Before you go on any date, you need to do something with these eyebrows. Yeah. You have one sticking up. It just looks like a horn. So we're gonna stick
I have scissors somewhere around here.
Wait, let me drink some more.
Something else that Ed does that cracks me up is he keeps saying things to these women like, you know how I am, I'm just a kid. You're not a kid, Ed, you're a 60-year-old man. You can say that you're immature, but don't try to go this route of, you know, I'm just like you guys, I'm young on the inside. It's creepy, it's weird. I could go on and on about this. The bottom line is, Ed is not ready for a relationship.
I want to wish you and Marcia a belated happy anniversary. You and I kind of went through the same sort of thing. You married a foreigner, so I think we have a lot in common.
I think we can all agree that we're worth a lot more than money. It's just paper, and there's plenty of ways to get paper. Are some ways more difficult than others? Absolutely. But more often than not, the most difficult roads are the correct path career-wise. You can't put a price on peace of mind, and with this particular career path, I've noticed the short-term value isn't worth the long-term cost. In Hollywood, there are all kinds of career planners for actors because certain roles are so iconic that for the rest of the actor's career, you can only see them as that iconic character. The image Rose built for herself on 90 Day Fiancé and her channel versus how she is currently acting seem like two completely different women. And it's not just me noticing that. What's even more important is her own subscribers are noticing that, given the comments I'm seeing on all her social media accounts. Usually going from a good public image to a bad one kills a career. However, going from a trash image to a good one results in an increase in popularity. Not to mention, $24.99 is such a troll price. Just change it to $25 and stop being a cancer cell. Okay, so basically for all of Rose's subscribers, she wants you to buy her crusted chicken Romano every single month. She is also saying things like, I had a fan pay $1,000 for pictures of my hairy legs. That sure shows you, Ed. Like, look at what she's posting. Let's be real, girl. No one is spending $1,000 to buy a picture of your legs, and if they are, by all means, show that and actually show the at this time. Because the more she posts about Big Ed and how he's been creeping on her OnlyFans, it's like she's digging herself in a deeper hole because it's obvious it's not the real Big Ed. The reason why Ed hasn't said anything about it publicly is because he enjoys getting talked about, whether it's good press or bad press. It's usually bad press, but it's in his best interest to just be silent and allow people to talk about him. For example, on our channel, we've made countless videos about Big Ed. He hasn't responded one time.
That ship has sailed, okay?
So many people are extremely angry that I did OnlyFans. I'm just relaxed, earning money. Those that can't afford a subscription, people who act holy and perfect, have much to say. It's me, Bleh. At least I have confidence. Rose is so confident that she let Big Ed smash her guts out. She's so bothered and looking like a head-ass boy, meanwhile making ugly faces. You know what, Rose? Show the receipt of the fan that offered you $1,000 for a picture of your hairy legs. Because we can all tell that he doesn't exist. You have been lying so much the past couple weeks. Girl, you're losing your entire audience. I mean, it's not that fans can't afford your subscription price, so there's no need to financially shame them for not subscribing. If anything, that's a projection given your financial situation. Not to mention your OnlyFans is a waste of money. Given how lazy Rose is as a content creator, we can already tell that the OnlyFans is trash. No one needs to subscribe. Check out the caption on this post, by the way. It's crazy. What's sad is it's my own Filipinos hating or their husbands. Ha ha ha. I wonder why their husbands are following me if they hate me. Maybe they secretly wish they married me instead of their wives. What do you all think, married men?
You disrespect yourself and your nation. You are made of stupid.
It's giving washed up reality TV star. Hopefully before Prince is a teenager, she figures out how to not be a cringe 90-day robot. Clearly Rose is not good right now. She's making all these weird noises. Ugly faces, slick back hair, not a look. Alright, new challenge, guys. Say, I don't like the view, until your girlfriend gets angry and finally says that enough's enough, Nick. Please stop saying that. I don't like the view, She's just looking at me. She's not saying anything. Before you post a video moving forward, maybe ask yourself, what's the reason people subscribe to me in the first place? Because you just seem hella butthurt, and it's so embarrassing for your son Prince. What a wacky turn indeed, Socks. Let me know in the comments what you think about this. In our next couple videos, we're going to be talking about Liz, a life update. We're also going to be talking about Ben Rathbun. We got a lot of exciting videos planned. Bye, Wet Socks. Hope you enjoyed today's video. Ooh, woo. Let me know in the comments what you think about Rose's OnlyFans. Comment below, subscribe. Lizzie Red.
Hasn't spoken to you at all, and then now he's saying he can't remember if he spoke to you.
I didn't. That's not true.
During the tell-all of the current season of Happily Ever After, it was revealed that Big Ed was secretly messaging Rosemary Vega on Instagram behind his fiancée Liz's back. As Angela would say, you believe that he did Liz like man, men or pigs? I'm somewhat of a mathematician, even though I failed calculus twice. If the math is mathing, Big Ed broke up with Liz at least 11 times. Secondly, we've seen this man say multiple times that he loves Asian women, and Liz is not an Asian woman.
I love Asian women.
We've been had known that little Edward Brown is controlling in a relationship setting. Liz has openly admitted the only time that this guy leaves her alone is when she's going to the gym, and the reason why is because Ed wants her to attain a body type similar to Rosemary Vega.
You are out of control. You're drunk. Liz, you're embarrassing yourself.
I'm not embarrassing myself.
Liz, you're drunk. I can't marry you. I'm gonna be honest. Liz, leave the ring and pack your stuff and move out. You're not ready to get married.
Liz, step into my office. The secret to a life well lived is learning how to give yourself the support, the validation, the celebration that you as a human being need. Liz has an anxious attachment style in a relationship setting. I don't know about all of her past relationships, but certainly in this relationship with Big Ed. We, the audience, have watched Liz and Ed fight like cats and dogs on this present season of Happily Ever After.
I mean,
I don't want to be around you.
you're insecure.
You're mean.
Because you called me fat.
You are dumb. You're not getting anything. You're out of my life.
Little backstory on Liz. She lost her father at a very young age, and she didn't have a great relationship with her mother because her mother was prioritizing spending time and raising her brother with special needs. On the other hand, Big Ed grew up with love, stability, and was quite literally babied by his mother. Despite being babied by his mother, Edward kicked her out of their house when he got back together with Liz for the 9th time.
Leave the ring and pack your stuff and move out. You're not ready to get married.
We've seen little Edward give his friends and families ultimatums throughout this entire season of Happily Ever After, even his fiancée Liz.
I'm telling you I have this until I know everything I need to know about you. I can't marry you. I'm going to be honest.
And to build up on a huge problem that fans have with him is that he will constantly pin whatever girl he's in a relationship with against his family. And what I mean by that is when he broke up with Liz, he would go and talk about her to his family, and when they were back together, he would be talking about his family to Liz. Let me know what y'all think about this. I know that everyone has a different Dow in terms of breaking up, getting back together. For me, I feel like if you're gonna break up with someone, it's better to just split and go your own separate ways amicably. I don't really see the point of getting back together without working on yourselves and growing as human beings before, you know, trying to make it work again. I feel like when you instantly get back together, you're going to encounter a lot of the same problems, which were the reason why you broke up. A couple of their fights were caught on camera, and it was a feast for the eyeballs of the fans. In fact, Liz let it slip one time that Ed actually told her that he would rather her friend than her. Liz will constantly try to gain Edward's love and approval, but most of all his loyalty. And time again, Ed proves that he is not a loyal dude, but what would we expect from the same man that cheated on his pregnant wife? As y'all can see, we're not in the normal setting. I just moved. I ordered a bunch of lights and a bunch of things to go on in the background, but I'm sorry that currently it's a little bit boring. I'm excited to review the 90 Day Fiancé Happily Ever After tell-all together. We're going to do a whole evaluation on the psyche of Ed and Liz, their relationships, their ups and downs, all around. It's going to be a very fun video, and hopefully I can give some insightful commentary and we can make jokes and laugh about everything together. Right now, let's go back in time 72 hours before the tell-all even started. We get a great look at Ed's merch. Hey, it's Bishop No Neck Francis, the maestro of Mayo, huh? This guy. We see Edward in his pajamas playing with his dogs, and he informs the viewers that he actually broke up with Liz for a 12th time.
I broke up with Liz again. Just things weren't going well. We were in counseling, and I didn't see things changing. So I asked her to move out, so she moved out.
Right away, you can just tell that he's leaving a lot of information out, and we're not getting the full story. I do want to say that for Edward, you know, he wants to control women in the relationship. It's about control, about making sure that they aren't talking to other men. They aren't out and about. He had a problem with Liz working at a restaurant. He even told Liz many times that if you're out until 2 a.m., that's something that I'm not comfortable with. And Liz is like, I work at a restaurant, dog. Hearing this, I'm sure that everyone that has worked restaurant and bar is chuckling right now because, of course, you are well aware that if you work those jobs and you're a reasonably good-looking person, you're going to get hit on a lot. One of the foundations of a relationship is trust, and what I see from Edward is that his inability to trust hurts him immensely in relationships. But I think that stems from him not being a trustworthy man himself, so a lot of times he thinks that whoever his partner is going to do him dirty like he does people dirty.
We decided that to give our relationship a chance, that we need to be separated. And I told her this time, we're stepping off, but I love you, I want to work this out, but we can't do that living together.
Look at this dude with the black wife beater and the chain. He's looking like Dom from Fast and Furious. It's actually a blessing in disguise that Liz moved out because whenever her and Ed fought, to be fair, he would put her in fight or flight mode by telling her to leave the house. So it's very hard to feel safe in a place when someone can constantly just uproot you whenever you have an argument or you have to face yourself or an uncomfortable talking point comes up.
I wanted to live in my house by myself with my dogs. I just needed time to gain perspective on what I want in life.
Let me know what you guys think about this in the comments. That feels to me like they're going backwards, right? Because they went from living together to living in completely different places for the sake of their relationship. But realistically, you should want to be around the person you're in a relationship with. If your relationship is progressing to the point where you're engaged, you should want to live together. And I get that, you know, if you're saving money, you can live at your parents' house. There's a bunch of different factors. But in terms of like Ed and Liz's relationship, if you can't coexist, I don't see it getting better. Cutting over to Liz, she informs the audience that Ed broke up with her again and only gave her a week's notice before kicking her out of the house. Yo, Liz, you need to enter the hyperbolic time chamber and level yourself up. Take that time and place that time and energy that you give to others in a relationship on yourself, because realistically, you should want to create stability, not just for yourself, but for your daughter as well.
I don't know how many times Ed's broken up with me.
We've watched this girl for years try to obtain the validation from Ed that she should have been giving herself. Next, we see Liz's friend J-Lo, who informs us that Liz showed up at her place with trash bags full of her belongings after Ed kicked her out of the house. J-Lo seems like a good friend for Liz because she's trying to convince her friend that she doesn't need anybody. She should be focusing on herself. And I'm honestly surprised because Liz is actually a Gemini and she displays a lot of Cancer behavior. weird. Side note, sometimes on the show, we'll see some friends where we're thinking, you know, are they really their friends? Or was it just one of those things where the producers threw somebody in there? But this J-Lo girl seems like a way more authentic and real friend for Liz than that blonde girl that Ed wanted to fuck.
I'm very angry at Ed, but I'm kind of like angry with myself because I kind of knew subconsciously that I knew I'd kind of have to do it on my own again, but I didn't exactly prepare for it.
Liz has aged just about 10 years in this one-sided relationship with the Mucinex man. Codependency is a terrifying thing. Over the years, I've actually seen many women fall into this trap where they will go for an older guy thinking they're more established, they're more emotionally intelligent, and they will still get cheated on by that same guy. That way of thinking is flawed because realistically, we are becoming the version of ourselves that we identify and associate with in this present time. So it really doesn't matter about age. Like Alexander the Great started his conquest of the entire world at age 19. Trust me, do not go based on age. I have met men that are twice my age with the emotional intelligence of a high schooler.
Do you miss Ed? Yeah, I do. I do miss him. But we've been seeing each other. What?
I can't believe she's still with him. Did all this guy's neck meat go to his cock? I'm just trying to figure out what the appeal is because I can't see anything other than going on reality TV. That's back to little Edward informs us that Liz and him are still dating.
She has her own place, I have my own place. She comes over. Right now we're just having a lot of fun, just kind of exploring each other again.
Let me know what y'all think in the comments about this, but I'm pretty sure that they're just stalling to be on more seasons of the show because Ed's money is dependent on the show. Realistically, these two jokers had 2 engagement parties and ended up deciding at the end of the episode, oh, we don't want to get married anymore. So, like, the cynical part of the brain is wondering how much of that was premeditated.
I've learned something after every single breakup, but I really feel this time that if I do this hard one more time, you know, it's gonna be the end.
The student said the same sentence multiple times, obviously to build up suspense for his segment. From the manner in which Ed is speaking on his relationship with Liz, it's very obvious that he's not as emotionally invested.
Give me a sec.
Also, side note, let me know what y'all think about this in the comments, but isn't it hazardous to put 2 dogs in a backpack and be driving a Vespa when you can't turn your neck? Like, I'm genuinely concerned for the doggos, especially because people drive crazy in Cali. Liz clearly has attachment issues, and it's understandable given the amount of childhood trauma that she has, but I really think that she needs to work on the attachment and a genuine connection.